We've just finished the outro to Lee Sharp's episode, and John has refused to let us leave Barnsley before he shows us something.
One of Barnsley's premier hotspots, he said, a must-see landmark, so he's taking us there. Who've we got this week? Scott Laird?
Scott Laird. Westley's boy. Graham Westley's boy.
Before we start this intro, lads, I've got to take you to a special spot in Barnsley, so I don't see what we've got here.
Lads, this will be worth it. This is the street that used to be like Ibiza. Pharaoh's nightclub. This lad here, can't remember what that was called, but we used to go in there. This used to be old bar one, it's now strippers. Pigeon coming out at window. That used to be my kebab shop on corner there. Shakespeare used to go in there. It's all good, but it's just not quite. Wait till you see this fucker, lads. Just honestly, just trust me on this. Right. You ready? Kebab shop. There she is.
Is that you?
How does it feel?
I couldn't think of a better location.
Just next to Shagger's Lane here.
So basically, John.
I'm coming through.
Come on, mate.
So basically, John, you brought us halfway across Barnsley to show us, you think about the big. I've heard about these murals, like the big ones you see on the side of Ian Rush, Marcus Rashford, Ryan Giggs. We've got a few tiles on the side of a kebab shop.
Did you unveil it?
No, I didn't know about it. And then somebody just sent me a message saying you're on fucking Wellington Street.
On a kebab shop? I don't know about you, Chris. It's a lovely gesture, but a bit of an anticlimax.
Probably wasn't worth the £1.50 parking fee, to be honest. But Scott Laird this week, clubs.
Started at Plymouth, went to Stevenage, Preston, Forest Green, Walsall.
Graham Westley stories. I think he's my new favourite manager. And thanks again for coming back for episode 2. I like these new intros.
I do. If you're ever in Barnsley, come and see the John Parkin mural.
Well,
Ish.
yeah. I think we've got a new record holder. Best preparation.
Yeah.
That's nothing. I think I've got more than that.
Double-sided page.
And that is all on one man, by the way. I've been telling you for years, I know, about Graham Westley and what a lunatic. Is lunatic
one word.
Lunatic the right word?
One.
So,
How many years did you do with him?
4.5 with Stevenage and Preston, yeah. So yeah, a long time.
I think I'd like him.
Yeah,
Maybe it's not his management style.
You wanted to play for him. You wanted to go out on a Saturday and play for him. He made you believe you could beat anybody. So yeah, for me, I was his boy. We'll come on to that, but I was his boy, so I could do no wrong. So I was all right for 4.5 years.
oh, I'm all right, Jack.
Fuck you, lads.
All the best. Every other fucking hates it. No, he's brilliant. He's a great lad. Great manager. He knows what he's on with.
Do you think you'd have enjoyed the? You'd
From
have
what I've
enjoyed
heard,
the ball
his training was
tickling?
just too much, like stupid. But you were saying you felt fit.
We were really fit. We had days off. He gave us every Wednesday, every Sunday off. We were never in on those days. Yes, we trained long hours, but they weren't really training. So we would go in at like 9:30, but we wouldn't start training till 11. So we'd be like roaming around in the change rooms, exactly. So in his head, I didn't find out till later on. It was all like a team bonding thing. He's like, Laddie, why we don't start for another 2 hours? Because in those 2 hours, you've got to find your own entertainment. So without you realising, you're having to make your own fun, pissing about, beating each other up, playing darts, playing head tennis.
So I'd rather have another couple of hour and a half in bed.
Yeah, correct.
I can train better for you, Graham.
So he inherited you at Stevenage?
Yes.
You were already there when he came in?
Yeah, so I was signed in the January under Peter Taylor. He signed me from Plymouth, and then he came in the summer, and then we did 4 years together at Stevenage and then went to Preston together.
How long were you at Plymouth?
From 9 years old till 19. So I did it all the way through the youth team, all the way. Did the apprentice in a year and a half pro, went in the championship.
I bet it's a weird place to get you've set up, Plymouth, innit? Because of the catchment area being
huge though, because you think people think Plymouth's the end of the country, but they got another 2 hours past that. And it was amazing. We had a hostel, like a big 5-story building where all the lads,
like
15
the one
lads,
at Forest Green.
15 lads lived together. Ron and Wendy looked after us, poor buggers. And we had 2 unbelievable years there. It was brilliant.
By the way, you've covered a lot of the Tremendous 10, haven't you? Played under the Tremendous 10. Holloway.
Yeah,
Pulis, Westley.
Yeah.
I was Tony in your younger years.
Brilliant. So he gave me my pro contract. I was a centre half back then because I was just horrible. Honestly, I'm the nice guy off the pitch, but as soon as I crossed the white line, I was a little bastard.
Switch.
Yeah. And I think that's why people like me, especially like Pulis and stuff like that. And he pulled me in. We were at lunch, and he went, "Laird, come over here." And I was like, "Oh God, what have I done now?" So I go sit next to him. He went, "What number do you like? What's your favourite number?" I said, "Oh, well, I love number 3, Gaffer, or number 5." And he went, "Oh, no. Think a bit higher." I was going, "All right, 28 or something." Yeah, 9, yeah, 11. I went, "Oh, I like the number 28 for some weird reason." He went, "Oh, good. Go down to the club shop then." I went, "All right, why?" He went, get a shirt, get your name printed up and number because you're getting a pro contract." I was like, "Oh, brilliant. Cheers, Gaffer." And he went, I said, "Oh, why though? What do you like about me?" He went, "You've got a really good left foot and you hit really good diags." So he said, "That's all I want you to do is get it and hit diags to big Mickey Evans up front and you'll do for me." And I was like, "All right." Shot off down to the club shop and
It's just the ways went too high. Yeah. I've already got first choice left back.
Don't be silly. Don't be silly.
At first I didn't realise, and I realised, oh yeah, actually, yeah. But yeah, he was good. Pre-season were mental, as you know.
Yeah, tough.
Was it a tough upbringing?
Yeah. I think I was one of the last ones that come through that stage where you could get away with stuff that you can't do now. Like
Kind of stuff.
So one story, we like initiations. Well, our Christmas do, the first team lads pulled us in and said, "Right, we'll pay for your Christmas do, $2,000 we'll give you." So back then we're thinking 17, 18, $2,000, that'll get us a right old Christmas do. Got to do a nativity play, 15 minutes, all done out. You've got to have lines and everything. We're like, "Yeah, easy." Like, "Oh yeah, but you've got to do it naked." Right, okay. So we did it. He's got Chris Zabrowski, massive
Cock.
Yeah. he's Joseph, so he's holding Jesus, who's
Paul Murray.
Well, he's got it tucked. He's next to him tucked, so you got So we got a little diminutive number 10, Chris Resky, in his arms, naked, and he's like rocking him, pretending to be baby Jesus.
Plums hanging down.
Yeah.
Could you narrate it yourself? We
had to have our own 15 minutes, proper 15 minutes, timing it and everything. I was one of the 3 wise men. We did it and we got $2,000. It was brilliant. Absolutely brilliant, yeah. And then another one we had like the physio benches. We had to strip down to our boxes. Why back then you had to be like naked? I don't know why, but it's just part and part. It was it. That was it, wasn't it? And you had to go under the table and then back around the other side without touching the floor in front of the first team. And then one lad, Robo, who got another story quickly I'll go on to about that, he couldn't do it. 2 hours he was there for. Most of the first team lads were dropping out, but all the first team lads saying, "No, he's not leaving until he does it." 2 hours it took him to get around. He kept falling over. He was knackered. His arms are falling off.
What was the best technique?
You got to get under. You got to wrap your leg right under. So you got to like get one arm under, and then quick as you can get under and hold and wrap the other leg around.
Could you show us?
I think it's a bit wide this one. My groins aren't that good anymore.
just get your boxes and let's have a go.
Let's go. But with Robo, he was speedboat.
Why is it called Robo?
It's Mark Robotham, just Robo. Right. But he was speedboat, no driver. He was the quickest man ever. But he used to get to the boot room, because we had our jobs, and to get out, you had to walk through the first team dressing room. So like head down, walk straight through, so they don't collar you and get you to sing a song or do something. Robo flicking the V's, he went through and giving it that one. Robo, come in, nah, fuck off, all this stuff. Robo, you do that again, you're getting it. And he's like, yeah, you won't do nothing. Anyway, they grab him, strip him naked, put him in the big boot skip, the metal one, lock it, and then outside Plymouth, it's not there anymore. There's a massive green area, and they have a big fair for 2 weeks every summer holidays, 2,000 people every day. Wheeled him into the middle of it, unlocked it, and ran off. So we're all looking out the window. Next thing you see, parting of the sea, all the people parting. You see Robo walking, holding, pushing the boot skip back.
I left the boot skip. Can you imagine that initial bit where you just open the lid again?
Like trapdoor. Yeah. The boot skip is not actually your responsibility to get back, is it? Fuck the
That's
boot
getting
skip.
left. I'm giving it one of them all the way back.
Oh, brilliant. Absolutely brilliant.
But enjoyable at the same time.
Oh, amazing.
Were they good with young lads though back then, TP?
Yeah. He was really good. He was. His training was brilliant. He got the young lads involved. We had a really good group down there because in Plymouth it was just miles away from anywhere. Everyone was together. You hear it with the lads I think you had a lad on, I was listening to him, I can't remember who it was. He had a bad episode at Plymouth, only if you released it. Yeah. And he said it was brilliant because everyone had to live there, so everyone was together, but you are miles away from everywhere. So I think it could be a hindrance, but also a blessing because everyone's together. So that team camaraderie is really, really big.
How close were you to getting in with the first team?
So I was training with them quite a lot through my youth. If they needed a player, I was always the one that got called up. Then I got a pro and I was always in and around it. I was always the 17th man travelling away. Back then there was only 5 subs in the champ, so I was always the 17th man. Man.
That's a bad club to play for 17th man in it.
Every game is overnighter, yeah. Every game. But I broke my Mars bar record doing it though. Yeah, so me and the third choice goalkeeper, we were always the ones.
Team, you fucking chunky bastard.
I was always Fat Club every Monday. So we knew we were never getting on. So we used to have Mars bars for like the half time and that. So we used to, as soon as we arrived at 1:30 till as soon as the final whistle went, who could eat the most Mars bars between me and the third choice goalkeeper?
Full size?
Yeah, full size. Leeds away it was. 8.5 I got through. The journey back, I was crippled. I was absolutely bits.
What happened with the other half?
I don't know what happened to that. I threw that away.
8.5?
8.5 Mars bars. No wonder I got a sweet tooth now. I remember.
No wonder you got any fucking team.
So did you remember the conversation with Pulis? Because you went on quite a few loans, did you?
Yeah, so he went off to Stoke and then Holloway came in.
Oh, right, so I went to
Holloway. On my loans and stuff. Went to Torquay, went to Tiverton. He tried telling me I was going on loan to Torquay in sign language, Holloway, because his 3 daughters are all deaf.
Yeah.
So he was telling me, doing all these movements with his hands and saying, you're going off to Torquay. And I was like, Gaffer, I don't have a clue what I'm about here.
I don't think the majority of people would.
And he kept, you've got to understand what I'm saying. Like, Gaffer, I don't do sign language, I'm sorry. And he went, oh, you're fucking going to Torquay, fuck off.
You heard that, didn't you?
Brilliant, cheers, Gaffer. Yeah, no worries. Yeah, so I went off there, that was really good. They were in the conference back then, that was really good. Paul Buckle, some of the lads there were really, really good. That's the first time I was in a first team men's environment in a professional club. He had some loose cannons there, Danny Ring, Paul Hinchelwood, going off to Dorchester one game for a Resi game, and we were late, and so we couldn't stop, and Paul Hinchelwood was driving. He's like, I need a piss. We can't stop, we can't even stop for 30 seconds, we're going to be late. So Danny Ring handed him a bottle, and he was pissing it as he's driving, filled it up. He's going, oh my God, it's filling up. What am I going to do with it? So Danny Ring, give it here. So I was thinking, he's going to open the window and throw it out. Give it to Danny Ring. Down it and give it back to him.
Ring it.
Give it straight back to him. He's like, all right, go and fill it up. And I was thinking, what the?
At least we're hydrated for the game.
Yeah. Sterile, I suppose. It was clear. He was hydrated. So yeah, that was really good. And Tiverton and stuff like that. So yeah, it was really good. But he had to put a lid on me, Holloway, a little bit, because I was a bit of a hothead. I'd get sent off quite a lot in the youth team.
Were you just hot-headed in terms of like hard tackles and getting stuck in, or were you mouthy as well?
Yeah, it wasn't really tackles mainly. It was more, so I'm playing left back and there was a fight in the right midfield. I was the first one there. So it was one of those ones. So I'm first one there in the mix, grabbing people, stamping on people's feet, pinching and all that stuff.
Oh, the dark arts.
Yeah, I'm horrible. Yeah, I'm proper horrible. Yeah, like, proper horrible. I'm not afraid to admit it.
Say it so calmly.
Yeah, quite proud of it as well.
Yeah,
have you managed to shake it off? Like, you know, Mrs. pisses you off in bed.
I'm teaching a new generation. I know when to tone it down. Keep away from me. So yeah, a lot of tackles, but mainly mouthing at the ref or getting involved, pushing and shoving. Obviously, when you're in a fight, no one's going to ever hit anyone on the pitch, are they? When there's a game going on, so it's more like
other than you.
Yeah, other than me, which should probably come on to. Yeah, but yeah, it's yeah. So that was mainly, most of my bookings were 80% were fighting or mouthing off at the ref.
Did you think that your best opportunity to start playing regularly was to drop to the conference? Was that the options you were getting?
Yeah, definitely. I was so.
Well, Plymouth when you left?
Yeah, so Plymouth were in the champ when we left. I left in the January. Holloway had left to go to Leicester, and then Paul Sturrock came back in, and he pulled me in his office and said, look, Laird, I can keep you, but we're having to go in a different direction. I was starting to have money problems. We're having to sell everybody. I can keep you, but you're not really going to play. You keep going on loan, or you can go to the conference with Stevenage and start playing and start making your career. And I thought, yeah, you're probably right, you know. So I've dropped from the Championship to the conference.
Under Peter Taylor?
Yeah, under Peter Taylor.
Good manager then, isn't it?
Brilliant, really, really good. But it was funny because on the Sky Sports, it was like the January transfer window. So you got David Norris, good looking boy, eh? Yeah, we know that. I watched it. 2 million. Paul Connolly to Derby, 2 million. Dan Gosling, 2 million somewhere. All these players like 2 million, 1 million, 3 million, blah, blah, blah. Scott Laird, Stevenage free. I was like,
Can't wait to fucking get rich.
Yes. I'm in. But yeah, looking back though, it could have been, if it went the other way, I was done. I would never be where I wouldn't be here now, you know, with you guys.
It's a bold move, really, to drop down that far. Like, did you think about maybe seeing if there were anything League Two, League One?
No, I don't think so. I think it just happened so quickly, and I love Paul Stoic because he was there when I was younger and got me into the Scotland national setup, and I kind of went off every word he said, really.
I was going to ask about that, because you played for Scotland under...
Yeah, I've got the accent, have I?
No. So how did they know about it?
My dad's Scottish and all his family, so I'm brainwashed.
Right.
So yeah, I'm a Rangers fan and a Scotland fan. My daughter and my son are not Scotland fans because I don't want them going through the grief that I went through growing up.
Actually, they're all right now, aren't they?
Yeah, they're doing all right now. They're doing all right. I might give it a couple more years till they understand it. If they're doing all right, then they might be Scotland fans. But yeah, so under 16s, under 20s, I played over 50 games, captain for most of them as well. So it's brilliant. A massive honour for me to do that.
Yeah.
Did Rangers come in for you?
Yeah, so Rangers came in for me when I was 17, 1.5 million or something.
Jesus.
What?
But Plymouth turned it down because they said, he's going to be the next best thing for Plymouth. Only played 2 games and then went off to the conference. So, but yeah, when I was going up to play for Scotland, I had been to the training ground, agreed, seen where I was going to live, agreed everything, went up there 3 times, and then Plymouth,
You got furious?
Yeah, because I'm a Rangers fan as well.
Yeah.
So yeah, I was a little bit.
See, this podcast should have been about back then, and you'd know to start kicking balls about it.
Well, I learned that. I come onto that Forest Green. I took a leaf out of your book. That's where I got it from.
Just tell us, so Taylor's end up leaving. Did you know anything about the fella coming in?
Nope, didn't have a clue.
Tell us about the first day. Do you remember anything about it?
Yeah, got us all up. We all had to get up individually in a meeting and tell a bit about ourselves. And I think that sealed my deal with him, becoming his favourite, because I give it the spiel about it's my last chance. I'm a young lad. Like, if I don't make it here, then I'm into non-league football and blah, blah.
So you were quite open then?
Yeah, really open. I was really honest.
Like, I've got a sister.
I'd have been like that, right?
Like
I should have gone to Rangers at 16 for 1.5 million.
I mentioned it.
And now I'm playing with your fucking arseholes.
But you've got him... Yeah, this is...
Yeah, and he loves all that crap. Yeah. He loved all of that. And it was true. I wasn't doing it for him. I was doing it for myself. Because I wear my heart on my sleeve and I told him everything. I told all the lads everything. And I think that helped me because my first 6 months there when I was on loan didn't really go really well. And then from that season, I just went on. It was brilliant. Just had a great 4 years.
Well, did anybody who stood up and like just chatted shit and everyone else is going... He's fucking talking bollocks.
Yeah, Steve Morrison. Yeah. He just talked crap. But what a goal scorer he was, yeah. He was a pain in the ass, but bloody hell, what a goal scorer he was, yeah. He was good. He went to Millwall, didn't he? And then he was Cardiff manager only last year. He didn't give a crap. He just said whatever.
So do you think from that initial thing he sat there and he's already thinking in his head who he's having and who he's not having?
Oh yeah, definitely.
Forward?
First impressions.
Definitely. He signed one lad. And he was gone within 2 weeks. He signed him literally 3 weeks before. One, because of that. And then also we had our first pre-season game against Fulham. And he ducked in the wall. And it went over his head and went in. Never saw him again. In the wall. And he ducks, it's going for his head. And it went in and he was like, I'm not having that. You're gone.
One chance only.
What we heard about the murder ball yesterday, didn't we? So was it every Friday?
Every Friday, yeah. Every Friday. I've seen players go from out of the squad completely to starting just through murder ball on a Friday.
Tell us the rules.
I forgot.
Everybody, however, in the squad, sometimes we had 24 playing in the 18-yard box, 2 goals, and literally you throw it, the next person has to head it, and then the next person in your team catches it. Throw, head, catch, and then you have to score with a header. So you couldn't throw it in. So the amount of people having to throw it and people were like trying to punch it away and then missing the ball and punching it in the face. It was a great opportunity if you didn't like somebody. Great opportunity to miss time something and whack somebody. Yeah, I've got 4 scars on my face through
Murder
Murder
Ball.
Ball. Yeah,
On a Friday morning.
Friday morning.
And what if
It sounds like
you're ducking out of things?
Yeah, you're out of the team.
You're out.
Yeah. You're out. Simple as that.
You can believe it, top goal scorer, you're out.
And normally on a Friday, managers are saying, watch your tackles.
Yeah.
If it's there to be one, just go easy. You're out.
Full on in. So Bailey Wright.
Did you have to keep playing till someone scores?
Till he's had enough, really. Yeah.
Right.
Yeah.
Till there's three people cut.
Yeah.
I reckon we can franchise this as a new sport.
Yeah.
ESPN.
After hours, because a lot of blood. After the 9 p.m. watershed, and then you're right. But yeah, like Bailey Wright was virtually gone, and then he got cut on a Friday, and he was like, "Yeah, you'll do for me. You're in the team." And then he stayed in the team, and then went on just from getting cut on a Friday. I reckon the next week he was literally that close to he was going out on loan, and Bailey Wright wouldn't be Bailey Wright now probably.
So getting cut is...
Yeah, some lads wanted to get cut to get in the team, which is a bit weird really, because thinking, why do you want to get cut to get in the team? But they were thinking, that's the only way I'm going to get in. He loves all that.
It's fucking bonkers.
That's the spell he had on you. That's the spell.
But yeah, everybody getting involved as well.
Yeah,
He
everyone
loves
loved it.
He loves
Everyone
it.
loved it. Everyone loved it.
I need to get cut.
And in the end, the lads loved it as well.
But whatever you say, he took Stevenage from the conference to League One.
Yeah, like I said, I think, but he inherited and he brought in, fair play to him, players that were on their last chance saloon, players that were like released or already there, that like if they didn't make it there, it was going into the Conference South, non-league, get a job, etc., etc. So we all had to just get together.
Yeah.
And then we went on a mad run. And what he did really well for those 4 years, he kept a nucleus of 13, 14 together, and then brought in on loans and people just to dip in and out of the squad. But that team for 4 years, we were so together.
And he kept that team together.
Yeah, for 4 years, yeah.
See, it is getting a bunch of misfits or people that are on the last chances and then getting the mentality right.
Yeah, definitely. The first year we lost in the playoffs to Cambridge. And then we won the conference, won League Two, and then got in the League One playoffs in Stevenage. We'd been the first ever team to go bang, bang, bang.
Who else was these boys?
Mark Roberts, centre half. John Massinho, now manager at Pompey. Obviously took Dino Mamru everywhere with him. He was signed on just in case we needed him. He was on the bench at Wembley in the FA Trophy. Never played a game.
It looks like a bouncer, by the way.
He's big boy. He's manager at Burton, the Burton manager right now. We were his probably main three: Mark Roberts, myself, John Massinho, Chris Beardsley, who works at Burton as well. We were probably his main four.
I said to you off air, like, did it put you in an awkward situation with lads that were coming in, or when he took you to Preston or whatever, because he was saying you were his boy? Were the other lads a bit wary of you? Yeah,
they think that, like everyone, you're going to think, oh, he's going to be a snitch. He's going to be the one who's going to report him back to him. But I made it my business. Ever team or new lads that came in or went to a new team in Preston, that I told them that that's not me. I'm not that type of player. So don't worry about opening up to me because you think I'm going to go and report it back. And I told Westley that. I said, look, Gaffer, I'm never going to do that. If you're going to ask me to do that, don't, because I'm never going to tell you.
You don't want to be put in that position.
Because as soon as that gets out, it's like in prison, isn't it? As soon as you know you're a grass, you're screwed, aren't you?
Yeah. Snitches get stitches.
What's the most random text you've gotten from him? Because we've heard he texts at random times.
Yeah, I just put my phone on silent. You knew he was going to do that. I just put it on silent, But yeah, he'd message you at 2 a.m, tell me you're starting 11. I made a mistake of telling him once. Next morning, come in. Right, Laird has picked this 11.
But is he expecting you to be up at 2 o'clock? So surely you'd be
Not
thinking...
really, no. I think if you answer back, then he'll talk to you, but just put your phone on silent and then just answer him in the morning. As long as you answer him back, because if you don't answer him back, you're in trouble. Yeah.
But surely a Friday night and you're playing tomorrow, he's not, the manager's not wanting you to play up at 2 o'clock in the morning, is he?
He'll message you, like I had someone on a Friday night, I don't know if I should start you tomorrow. Inspire me so I got a reason to start you. Well, all right.
Is this via text?
Yeah,
or?
via text. Yeah.
I'd have gone with you. Don't fucking play me. I'm not your fucking teeth out. Am I playing, Graham?
Did you get that one?
Yeah, I got that one. Yeah. You got a few of them. Yeah.
Did you?
I can't remember what I replied. I must have been a good reply because I played. But to be fair, I was going to play anyway. I was the only left back.
I think
I'd have gone video, really go for
You get
it.
the fancy dress box out.
Yeah.
I think I'd have gone
Gladiator on.
I think I'd have gone Razorblade and film. This is how much I want to play, Graham. Just cut me forehead.
He must just be bored at home, mustn't he? Like, I'll have a bit of crap now.
Yeah. But he said he did that because he felt he got more honesty through people through text. Because when you're talking sometimes face to face, you don't necessarily, but when you're behind a phone, you might say stuff that you wouldn't say when you're face to face, which kind of makes sense, doesn't it? Because you might feel a bit more safer texting.
Yeah.
You might be a bit more honest.
You can always show people, that's Laird.
Yeah. So that was his thinking.
Obviously, we've heard loads about these oddball methods and the invisible weights and all this stuff. Have you seen many lads come in and just can't deal with it? Like,
we
put in
broke
situations.
Broke a few people, that came on trial and then just couldn't hack it.
Yeah.
Like the weights. After every session, we used to do bodies. You do bodies after sessions? Like you used to just sit-ups, press-ups, weights. It's imaginary sometimes, but 12, 10K dumbbells.
And he'd always do it with you, wouldn't he?
And he'd count every one. And he'd do every one. I used to like try and hide behind him, but he'd know if I missed one. How the fuck do you know I missed it? I'm behind him. And he's like, Lairdy, you missed one. Right, we'll do another 10 because Lairdy missed one. And I'm like, Lairdy. I'm like, I don't know how he sees me. I'm hiding. But he'd count every one and do every one. He was a machine.
Come and step on your back.
Oh my God.
As you're doing a press up.
Yeah. Or on your stomach when you're doing sit-ups. Yeah, he loved it. Or doing planks and that, and you had to like outlast him. People doing 5-minute planks. I'm like, this is not good for you.
You must have been fit.
Oh, we were fit. We were strong. Yeah, the fittest I've ever been. Oh, actually, Pulis is the fittest I've ever been.
Is that where the success came from, do you think?
Yes,
or was he a good coach and manager? The
fitness and the
mentality.
Yeah, we beat teams even before the game. So in the tunnel, we'd have to like, when you're waiting to go out, if you didn't shout, "Come on, Stevenage," or "Let's get into them," at half time after the game, he'd like, "You didn't shout?" I'm like, "No, I didn't, Gaffer." Like, "Why not?" And like before the game, the handshake. We lost the game, right, at home. And on the Monday, we came in and he put on the TV just us walking down the line, shaking hands. And he goes, "We lost the game there." The lad's like, "No, we didn't. We got beat 4-0. He went, "No, your handshake wasn't firm enough. Look, you didn't shake his hand. You didn't look into his eyes." And we're like, "Gaffer," and he went, "No, we lost the game because of that." I'm like, what?
It's almost like a cult, isn't it?
Yeah. So you do your pre-season pictures. You get the big, tall, muscly ones, John Ashton, Mark Roberts, a few other lads, and he'd get them to look down at the camera, and then he'd blow it up, and he'd put it in massive frames outside the away change room. So when you walk out, they're like looking down on you. So subliminally, they're in you, and then when you go into the dressing room, and then he'd get the speaker, and he'd turn it round, he'd wait for the opposition to get out, and he'd put "Under Pressure" on by Queen. And then literally he'll wait to the moment where it goes, "Under Pressure," and then he'll walk out. I love it. You can see the opposition lads going, "What the fuck?" But after speaking to him further on down the line, he said, "Honestly, you guys beat us in the tunnel. Like we were just like, nah, I can't handle this. Like it's just going to be relentless for 90 minutes, just bang, bang, bang." But we were good. We were good players. We got it forward, and then we played in their half. But
was that the only was that what he used to say?
No, he was good. Tactically, he was good. But he would say, "Yeah, like if it's on, play. Like let's play. But if it's not, let's get it into their half. Second ball, and then we'll play." And like it was good to me because we all were good football players. I was overlaps. He said, "No, I don't want you defending. I want you overlapping. The right back's crossing it, get in the box." So he was quite attacking, but he was like, "Our half, don't fuck about. Get it in their half, and then you can do what you want, really."
Quick break, gents, to bring a message from NordVPN once again.
And they have a very good offer.
They do have a very good offer.
What have we got, Chris?
3 months free if you sign up before the 12th of September. And money back guarantee if you don't like it, but I can't imagine why you wouldn't like it.
30-day?
30-day money back guarantee.
Still blows my mind, this, you know.
If you're not aware of NordVPN, which you just bounce your location anywhere in the world. So you can watch, if you want to watch in football games that are that are only being shown in certain other countries, or maybe there's TV shows that aren't available in the country that you are currently residing. Well, just bounce that location. Get yourself involved.
So for people who are like me, bouncing your location means
you're sat at home in Barnsley. Oh, I want to. Maybe you want to watch a game, or you want to watch a TV show that's only being shown in Argentina.
Right.
You're bouncing your IP location, your internet location to that country, and you can watch it.
So my computer thinks I'm in Argentina.
Yes.
Right. Just for people who don't know what bouncing location means.
Yeah. And then you can watch that game.
Right.
And the security elements as well to NordVPN, because all them passwords, your bank details, everything that you want to keep under lock and key, Nord sort that out. It's like having some personal bodyguards, bouncers.
I'm sure you'd agree, John. It's imperative this day and age. 3 months free, 30-day money back guarantee. Sign up before 12th of September.
What more do you need to know? Links are in the description. Just
Can't be any clearer.
Clickety-click, off you go. Sign yourself up. 3 months free.
I remember playing against his Preston team,
Yeah.
and we
When
did
you're done.
from set pieces. We did
Yeah.
not know what was going on.
Yeah.
You must have had loads in the locker.
Oh, loads.
Because I think I was marking Bailey right, and I was
Yeah,
just
yeah.
Bales. Don't, mate.
I
Just
scored it.
please. Honestly, it was unbearable.
Yeah. We beat the old place at 3-0. I scored from a set piece, but we scored loads from set pieces. We just had loads of different, the train, just loads of them. One we had to start, there was a corner, and we had to start on the halfway line at the dugout pretending we were having a drink and then just sprint.
It's a 60-yard run.
Pretending you're having a
And go, so what was that one called?
I was thinking it was just the leg it one. Go!
Could you have a row with him? Like,
Yeah, he
in
loved
the
it.
changing room,
Yeah,
if
he loved
he's
it.
having a bollock, if he's giving you a bollocking.
Yeah, he loved
could you
it.
have it out with him?
Yeah,
like?
he loved that. He loved it. I think he wanted it. He
showed that you care.
Yeah. Yeah, there was a few. I can't remember if it was Ronnie or Beardo at half time once. He was battering him. And Ronnie said something, or Beardo, whoever it was, and he just turned around and just lobbed the marker pen at him. And he just went bosh back in the head, like marker pen right across his head. And he got up and he's like, do it again. Tell him to do it again. We're holding him back. Wesley's coming up. We're having to hold him back. Do it again. And we're like, we calm him down. We go out for the second half. And he's still got the marker pen right across his face. So I'm pissing myself. And I'm like, you've got to rub that off. And he's like, what? And he goes to play the second half with a marker pen across his face. He loved all that. His team talks were just the best. Like, I couldn't wait for every game, our team talk. Like, we knew at 1:30, you had to be in the dressing room, ready to go. And he'll come in on the dot, door opened, in he comes, and we're like, here we go.
We'll just go silence.
Everyone's quiet. Everyone's back in their seats. Yeah, man. Right.
I'm expecting
Popcorn
entrance
out.
music.
Popcorn. One of his first ones, we were in the conference, we were playing Burton when they were flying under, bloody hell.
Rowett.
Yeah, no. Clough. And his Brayford was playing for him, and he was on fire anyway. They were top of the league, and he had Sabutio. We had a round table, and it always just had like jelly babies, Lucasades, but today it had Sabutio on it. So we're all in there at 1 o'clock playing Sabutio, pissing about. 1:30 comes, quick, put it all back together. He comes in, he goes, right, lads, Burton, good side. Tough nut, top of the league for a reason. As he's doing this, goes behind the whiteboard, gets out a toy truck. He goes, you got to run them over, kill them. Smack. And he goes, but they're top of the league for a reason, they'll get back up. You got to run them over again! Kill them! Like smashing the whole Sabutio, set up, threw it off, and just walked out. Beat him 4-0. Brilliant. Next week we played someone else, and he brought in some walnuts. And he goes, walnuts. He goes, they're tough to crack, aren't they? It's like this team, tough nut. How would you crack a nut, Ronnie? Threw him a walnut. Ronnie tried biting it, threw it at the floor, a little bit cracked open. He went, that's one way. Yeah, this is how I do it. Got about 4 or 5 out of his pocket, put them in the middle, went behind the whiteboard, got a big mallet out, and he goes, bang, 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 smashing the walnuts. Walnuts going everywhere. Careful, got in your face. And he's like, that's how I do it, and then just walked out. Won that game as well.
You're starting to like
it. We played Oxford in the conference, and we won it the second year, and it's Chris Wilder's manager. And he comes in, he goes, right, massive games. 5th game for end of the season, and we were going for top, they were going for top, and he goes, I rang him at 4 a.m. in the morning. And we were like, who, Gaffer? He went, Chris Wilder. And I go, why? He went, just to get in his head. And he goes, did he answer? He went, of course he did. And you know what I said? I went, Wilder, we're coming to get you. Like, it's a weird thing, he's taking a piss, right? Anyway, we go out, and I'm talking to their winger, Alfie Potter, and he goes, Laddie, do you know what your Gaffer did last night? I went, no, he's telling us before the game. Is it true? He went, yeah. Wilder's fuming. Like, he was telling us before the game, he said, you've got to go out and beat these, their managers, disrespectful, blah, blah, ringing me up at 4 a.m, calling me Wilder. And I was like, I thought he was messing about. He did it. He's like, yeah. I was like, this is amazing. Absolutely
It's
amazing.
like if you got Ted Lasso and David Brent and put them together, I love
brilliant.
him. I think...
He'd go on about his missus as well. I got a few about his missus because he was massive about things like that. But a treadmill, I've got to tell the treadmill one, right? Because it's in our group. He loved doing like his workouts, he's fit. So he'd come in on a Saturday, like, last night, lads, I was on the treadmill, level 13, 45 minutes. And I got to the point, you go, I'm not going to get off. I'm going to beat the treadmill. I'm going to outlast the treadmill. So I started punching it, headbutting it, kneeing it, kicking it. I was like, I'll break it. I'm going to break it. Beat it up, smashed it to bits. I beat the machine. Yeah, don't worry, I went and bought a new one, $3,000, put it back in my room next day. He goes, but I was never going to let that treadmill beat me. And all the lads were like, mental. But believable. Like, actually, the point thing is he Mickey taken or not?
Oh, are we grasping it, lads?
What?
What a fucking lunatic he is. He might be a funny lunatic, but he's a fucking lunatic.
He came in one day with a compass. And he went, my missus gave me this compass to give my 3 strikers, Yemi, Charlie Griffin and Chris Beardsley, because you've not scored for 5 games and my missus wants you to know the route to goal. So she give me this compass to give you. All 3 of them scored that game. Mental. I'm not bullshitting either, like, it's a true story. One day we prepared all week because we were playing against, I was playing Newcastle in the FA Cup. Was it Newcastle? It was a massive game anyway. And we prepared all week with the starting 11. And then, no, it wasn't Newcastle. It was a massive game to get us into the league or something. And he comes in and he goes, right, I had a dream last night. Oh, my missus had a dream last night. Peter Vicente scored the winner. So on that note, Winnie, even though I know you started for the whole week, you're out, Peter Vicente's in. Lads are like, what, just because you had a dream? He went, yeah. And we won 1-0. Peter Vicente scored.
Nah.
No ball.
That's where I'm starting it.
No ball.
I said I loved him, but that's...
No ball. He scored. He's like, Winnie, you're out. Peter, you're in. He scored.
What's Winnie do? Just like, no problem.
When he was like, all right, yeah. He was funny when he didn't know what was happening anyway. He was 2 sandwiches short of a picnic anyway.
So you imagine, like, after the game,
that's going to make him worse.
In an interview, it's like, the manager's missus had a dream, so I didn't play. Brilliant. I was out the team.
Well, he couldn't decide if it was Tim Seals or Yemi one game, so we were out on the pitch before, and he went, lads, in you come, I can't decide who's going to start up front, so I'm going to toss a coin. Heads for Yemi, tails for Sealsy. And he flicked it, and it landed in the ground on its side, and he goes, it's landed on its seal. Must be Tim Seals. Started Sealsy.
So you turn up for a game thinking you're playing, and there's a good chance that you're actually not going to be playing.
Something could happen. His wife could have a premonition, and all of a sudden you're not playing, or heads and tails.
You can see why, because he came in and you were all there.
Yeah.
So you're kind of involved and you know what he's like. But imagine when he went to Preston, man. And I'm guessing he's just gone exactly the same.
I think he went full throttle from day one, yeah. I think that's what probably, in the end, killed him, yeah.
That changing room, there was some biggish names.
I think lads you're all lads, we all love it, don't we? I think he probably could have got to that point, but in stages. But I think because he went full steam ahead from day one, it just...
Like two consecutive promotions for you lads.
If he stayed, that League One year, because he went to Preston in the March or April, if he stayed, we would have won promotion.
Yeah.
We would have won promotion. I fully believe, because Mark Smith came in, who's now manager of Nashville in America and doing really well, but he didn't have a Scooby-Doo. Like, we played Sheffield United 3 games at the end of the season away, and we're above Sheffield United in the playoffs, and he was like, right lads, if we just get beat 1-0 today, that'd be really good, because it keeps our goal difference down and be fine to get into keep us in the playoff hunt. And we were looking like, what? We want to beat them. So we go out and have the huddle before the game, and Robbo was like, don't listen to a word he said, we're here to win. And we went, I think we drew 2-2, we went 2-0 up. But like, we went from being told that we're going to win, beat everybody, to being told that, if we just get beat 1-0, that'd be a good result away from home. You know, it's just a bit...
Tell you what was good, you mentioned off air about him with the subsiding the away trips and stuff, put his own money in. Every
away trips to the club would give you a budget to go away, stay in a hotel, and then he would make the difference up. So he wanted us to go first class on the train. So we'd go to MK Dons, but we wouldn't finish training until an hour before the train left. So it was like Mario Kart to get to MK Dons. It was like half an hour away to get on the train. And then we'd go first class on the train. Always stayed in Manchester, really, in the middle at the Malmaison, which is brilliant. And then he'd say, right, I trust all of you. None of you take the piss, it'll be fine. You can go to Nando's, go for a meal, go to the cinema, go shopping. But as long as all of you are back in the rooms by 10 and none of you are out in the pub, do whatever you want. So he was really good, and he'd make the difference up. So if that was $7,000, he'd put the other $5,000 in or whatever it is. So he was so in that regard, he was brilliant. He was really good.
I get the impression that if you're in, it's quite a nice place to be.
Yeah.
Quite enjoyable. What was the worst case that you saw from somebody that you didn't like and he wanted out the club?
I think it was a bit harsh on Humie, even though I kind of got the tail end of that, because he came to you at Donny when I joined. But I think... that
was from above though, wasn't it?
Yeah. I think talking to him, he was told he'd had to come in and get rid of a lot of players. There's ways of doing that, isn't there?
Yeah.
And I think he regrets that, because he really did like Humie in the way he played. And Humie, as we talked about, is his type of player. Humie would suit Westley down to the ground. So I think he regrets that one. So I think I understand why there's a dislike because of the way he did do things. But I think hopefully one day you could get him on here, which would be amazing. And he could dispel that and make you understand why. But he brought some bloody good players into Preston.
It sounds like his methods, the only way that it would work is the path that he went with Stevenage, and like I said before, with these players that needed.
Yeah.
And then coming into a new club with, like you said, some bigger names, it's just like, what the hell's going on?
I think that's the thing. When he took over, we weren't big names, we were nobodies really, if we're being honest. And then we made a career for ourselves, all of us. But yeah, going into that team, Craig Morgan, Hume, there's some big players, Danny Mayer.
Didn't he Morgs pick him up or something?
Yeah, I think so, yeah. I think he tried to wrestle him like he does, and then Morgs has picked him up, I think.
like he does. Is that a regular thing?
Big bear. Yeah. Well, you walk around with his coffee, I think you talked about it, and he just getting headlock. But he had to fight back. If he didn't fight back, I've seen players get released for that as well. If you didn't
not fighting back,
you're out. He wants you to fight back. Coffee going everywhere. He's trying to get out of the headlock.
How long do you stay in an headlock though before you?
You just got to get out.
Like, if you're not going to fight back, like, once you're in there for a bit, you're like, you've got to.
Obviously, you know what he's like now. He's still here 3 hours later.
Yeah, he's not letting go until you get out. So I'm trying to sometimes I had to bang him into a wall, to get him off and loosen the grip.
If you've got stuff written down, just keep them coming. I
got those. I got the one when we were in League Two. We were 18th in League Two. We had a bad start. Got to end of January, and we lost. I can't remember, it was 2. He goes, right, lads, meet me at Stansted Airport Monday morning, 8 a.m. And we were like, what? And we were like, just meet me at Stansted Airport, 8 a.m. All the lads were like, all right. So a few lads went out. Mark Roberts, he couldn't come in the end because he went out on that night, jumped in a swimming pool, and then put his clothes in the wash and forgot he still had his passport in the wash. So he turned up to Stansted and wasn't allowed on because it was faded. Anyway, he comes in, he goes, right, Albufeira, 36 hours, okay? 2 rules, don't die and don't get arrested. And we're like, what do you mean? He went, right, see that flight, 10 a.m, you're on it. I want you back, it's 36 hours, training Thursday, and then we'll kick on from there, yeah? You do whatever you want. My room at the hotel is room 200. Charge anything you want to that, drinks, food, whatever you want, the golf. Go and enjoy yourselves, let your hair down.
Did he
didn't come as well? He didn't come. No, he went, you're on your own. He said, that's my room, just charge everything. He said, I'm not coming. He goes, off you go. And as they were walking off, he went, Laird, come here. I was like, oh, Christ. He went, I want you to look after everybody. I'm like, Gaff, I'm 21. They're not going to listen to me. And like, Laird, I need you to look after him. You're the only sensible one out of all these lot. And it was a good job I did, because how nobody died, I'll never know. John Ashton was, even before we got there, was off his head drunk. We got there, he jumped straight in the pool with his phone. So his phone was dead. And that's the only way we get hold of him, because he had a tendency to wander when he was drunk. We had 2 lads, Joel Byram and Robbie Sinclair, bought a disposable camera, went off down to the town, bought some hats with the propellers, and then we're going around taking photos with all the locals and going in the shops. But doing this, they had their cocks out, taking photos, and then when we got back, they got all the pictures printed off, and it was hilarious. They disappeared for 36 hours, don't know where they went. We had 2 lads, I won't name 2 of them because they got quite good jobs now. They're not too bad a story, but they had a tendency when they were drunk to get naked, and then they were running around the hotel naked. And they also, when they got drunk, had a tendency to start play fighting, quite rough with people. So they come knocking on my door, Lairdy, let us in. So I look for the peephole, they're both naked. Let us in. I'm not letting you in. I know what you're going to do. You're going to beat me up if I let you in. No, we're not, Lairdy, we're not. Just let us in. I'm not letting you in. Anyway, half an hour goes by, I don't let them in. Next thing, I hear a commotion outside. They're running up and down the corridor with the big fire hose. They've unravelled from the wall, just running up and down with it. One's got a fire extinguisher trying to do one. One's the other one with the fire hose and no water coming out of it, but trying to pretend to squirt him. And then another half an hour goes by. Nino. Let us in. I'm like, no, you're going to beat me up. Lairdy, there's 2 police cars outside. Let us in. I'm like, oh yeah, there is. They're looking for us. So I let them in. Next thing, knock at the door again, please. We know there's 2 lads in there. Let us in. And I'm like, no, there's not. They come on in. By this time, they'd gone out the balcony, jumped over the balcony because they had the room next to me, gone into their balcony and got in their doors. Please come in, looking through all the cupboards in the bathroom, all that. And I'm like, no, they're not here, I promise you. Like, if they're here, you ring down to reception, tell us. I'm like, yeah, all right, yeah, I'll do that. I'll do that.
So no, you got away with it, no arrest?
Yeah, no arrest.
No one died?
And then we played Bradford on the Saturday and won. I don't know how we won. I do not know how we won.
Because how were they?
And we went from the playoff and went from 18th, we won the playoffs. Whether that was it or not, but that was in January.
Is he picking up the bill for all of it?
Yeah, he paid for everything.
Do you know how much
So
it
is that
was?
out of his own
Don't have a
pocket?
clue, no, don't have a clue. I was too drunk to know.
Is that out of his own
he's a
pocket?
multi-millionaire, yeah, he's worth a lot of money.
In
From
his own right.
Own right, yeah, his own businesses
Right.
in London, yeah. Yeah, he's very, very wealthy man.
He never fucking took us to Aberfoyle at fucking Newport.
Unbelievable. Unbelievable.
You'd have liked him then, wouldn't you?
Fucking hell, right. But the thing that gets me about that story is he's actually travelled from home to the airport.
I think he was going somewhere.
Oh,
I reckon he was going
right.
somewhere. Yeah. He was probably going somewhere. But yeah, he was great.
I wouldn't have thought it'd have been like one of them to say, right, lads, go and get pissed for 2 days. Were he all right with you having a drink? And
Fine. Yeah, he was fine. He was obviously like every manager. If you had a Tuesday game, don't. But yeah, he wanted us to go out and be together. So he's quite happy about it, yeah.
Did you miss the FA Trophy final?
Yeah, got sent off again.
Because that would have been...
There's 2 stories in that. So we played Cambridge in the playoff semi-final in the conference and we lost. I got sent off. So then I ended up missing the trophy Wembley at my first time at Wembley.
Yeah.
Been lucky enough to play there a few more times after that, but that was my first. I didn't think I was ever going to get there again because most people only get there once or none.
Yeah.
You know, so I was gutted about that. But anyway, after the game, we were waiting for our bus and our bus was late. So we were waiting for the bus, but it's outside, right next door to the ground is the Cambridge Ultras pub. So we're all sitting there and they're all pissed, giving us loads, hey, you're rubbish, we beat you. It's quite a bit of a derby. And we're like, come on lads, leave us alone. Like, we don't need it. Like, we're waiting for the bus. Don't know why the bus wasn't there anyway. Anyway, all of a sudden, someone just hit somebody. One of their fans came in and I don't know who it was, whether they hit one of us or one of us hit one of them. All of a sudden, carnage. Bags going everywhere, lads jumping in, there was lads coming back, running. I was walking, I saw it happening, I've jumped on someone's about to hit Dino, I've jumped on his back, grabbed him, got him to the floor so he didn't hit Dino. Some lads coming out with glasses, trying to get people, literally for about five minutes, and then all of a sudden, just stopped. They got one lad with a cut eye, we got one of our lads going with a massive golf ball on his head getting on the coach. The bus turned up and it just stopped. Police turned up, and oh, what's happening out here? And they were all right. Said, no, nothing, officers. And we were like, nah, nothing's happened. But how that never got out and never got spoken about, that was a full-on fight. About 40 people. Like 40 people. All of us, 20 of us. Dino was in there as well, so I was happy Dino was there. He was massive. Their fans just fighting. Just swinging punches, everything, yeah.
You get a few
I
in?
got a few little digs in and then ducked out. I was more like, making sure people didn't get hurt, because people were fighting and someone was coming from behind. So I was like making sure people weren't getting hit. It was mental. How that never.
That's outrageous. And was Westley involved? Wesley?
No, he was doing interviews and stuff. I don't think he ever found out. It was just one of them where nobody ever talked about it again.
He'd have loved it though, wouldn't he?
He would have loved it.
First real fight club.
Yeah, it was brilliant. Brilliant. Yeah.
Did you get hit by a fan on the pitch?
Yeah. So part of my journey, right? Part of my story. Any press is good press. So. We just played Newcastle, just beat Newcastle, Premier League team. We were League 2 in the FA Cup. So massive win. I'm on the pitch celebrating and then get this whack from behind. I think it's a fan who's come to jump on my back and then caught me with their elbow or something. But obviously it's right on the halfway line, right where the camera is, the TV camera. So it's for everyone to see. But some guys come behind me and clocked me from behind. Good punch. Coward though, because it's from behind. And then gone down, got straight out. I was like, Christ, what was that? I didn't realise what happened. And obviously it's blown up and it's gone all over the world. My cousin's in Australia and he's like, you're on the back pages of our newspaper in Australia. I'm like, Christ.
Is this at Stevenage or at Newcastle?
At
Stevenage.
But obviously the paper that everyone hates rhymes with scum. We all know who that is. I can't even say their name. I did test them. Ran a story which was false. So they were hounding my family, going to my family home, knocking on the door, trying to get a story. And then this guy who'd just been released from prison was come out and was trying to put his name back on the scene. This is the story when he went to court, the real story, but the Sun put something else. So I said, I'm going to sue you because it's the wrong story. And they said, no, we'll put an apology in. So they put a week later, page 12, right in the bottom corner, we apologise to Scott there for the false story.
What did they say it was?
They said I was sleeping with his missus.
Right.
So obviously my family and all that, I'm worried about all that, but it is what it is, you know what I mean? I was 2 weeks later, I had 2 bids turned down for me. And I think people realised my name got put out there, whether that's because of that, but all of a sudden I was getting a bit of press.
Sure, the story is fan runs on pitch, hits player.
Yeah.
Job done.
Yeah. But yeah, the Sun wanted to put what they wanted.
Add a bit of salt and pepper.
So I was like, right, I want to what about this guy there? I want some damages. And he's like, he's got no money. He's going back to prison. He's got no money. And like, all I want is what the son have paid him. And like, oh, that doesn't count towards that money. That's not, you can't take that. I'm like, so I've just been
shagging his wife anyway.
Yeah, I wish I did do something that actually warranted it, you know? So, hey, it is what it is.
If he's back in prison, wife's fair game, isn't she now?
But he came back out and then beat her up and went back again.
I imagine, did that cause trouble at home and stuff?
No, it did at start, because obviously...
Questions are being asked.
Yeah, of course, yeah. And obviously them hounding my family as well, you know, it's not a nice thing as well. But no, I dyed my hair for a few games and my beard and tried to change my face.
Who's that new Plymouth guy?
But yeah, it is what it is, you know, and it is part of my story, and I always talk about it, and so I should do, you know, I don't hide away from it. It is what it is. But yeah, we beat Newcastle. That was unbelievable. Can't remember much from the game.
Who were you marking?
I had Aaron Lennon. Oh my God, shit off a shovel. I'm standing still to sprinting in one stride. I was like, how? That's the levels, you know. I was good. I was a good player. I reckon I was good enough to play more in the champ because I had a good brain, but I was never quick enough as a fullback to play Premier League or that. But I played against Tottenham in the FA Cup, Chelsea, Tottenham. So I was able to hold my own in these one-off games, but I wouldn't be able to play in there every week.
Who's the best you played against then? The big dogs you've...
Aspilicueta was good, like just solid. You know, you couldn't get past him. Like just could not get past him. Aaron Lennon was good. Willian, he was very good. I touched his afro. He thought he was going to kill me.
What was it? A rub or a sympathy pat
down? No, it was like we both slid for the ball. It was going out, and he tried to grab the ball as he was getting up to take a quick free kick. So I pushed his head down to like keep him on the floor as I pushed away, and he just looked at me and just stared me out. And he's like, no, hair, no. And I was like, oh Christ, I won't be doing that again.
Precious, look at these Prem players.
No. But yeah, they were good. They're just quick, aren't they? Rooney was unbelievable. When we played United, he was just so intelligent. You know, the positions they pick up, just incredible. Because you go in and mark them, you leave a space for Di Maria. You mark Di Maria, you leave a space for Rooney. You're just thinking, what do I do? Who's a lesser? They're not, are they? They're both unbelievable. So
scored that game as well, didn't you?
Yeah, I don't like to talk about it, but if you do, I'm more than happy to talk about it.
It's part of your story.
Yeah, it's part of the story. So yeah, that was unreal. Before the game, I forgot to eat because I was so excited. I forgot to eat, and I was driving. I was like, Leanne, I've not eaten. I need something in my belly. So I was like, let's go to McDonald's. Stuff it. I need to go. So I got in the back. Kid got under because I had my Preston tracksuit on. The one as you come down the long road. Yeah. That McDonald's. Went for the drive-through. God, I can't. It was a double cheeseburger or something. Ate that and got in, and then played. And then it was unbelievable. 0-0 at half time. I megged Undr Herrera and got it the other side, but nobody talks about that, do they?
Fucking you are.
Proper good meg. I was buzzing with that stuff, the goal. I was buzzing about the megs on Herrera. And then, second half came, straight at the second half, and it almost everything slowed down. Like Joey Garner played it into me, and then I just hit it, took a slight deflection, but it always says Scott Laird's 47 minutes, it's never going to change, so it's my goal. And went in, and I was like, oh shit, I've scored. What do I do now? And as I was going over, I jumped over the hoardings. I was like, I can't go in the crowds, I'll get booked. Deep Dale Ducks jumped over, he's trying to grab me, and he stinks. He was trying to go, I was like, fuck, run away from him. So I run to my family in the corner. So I'm running to the corner to my family, all the family are, and then everyone jumps on me. Joe Garner's got his tongue down my throat. Paul Gallagher's going, you don't know what you just done, this would be amazing if we win. Bailey Wright's got his finger up my backside, I mean, I'm at the bottom of the huddle going, I can't breathe. Like, get off. I can't breathe, I'm getting sexually assaulted. So I get up, and then we play on, and if VAR was around, so in my head we've won 1-0, because Rooney dived for a penalty, Herrera or Fellaini was offside, and then again Herrera or Fellaini handballed it, and then tapped it in. So in my head, we've won 1-0, because VAR would rule them out. But yeah, that was good. And to mark Di Maria and stuff like that. I remember we played wing backs that day, and I was like second half up and down, and I was like, Grayson, Gaffer, you got to change formation. I'm knackered. He's going, come on, Laird. Gaffer, I'm playing wing back against Valencia and Di Maria. Like, help me out. I'm knackered. He's like, you'll be all right. Keep going. Oh Christ.
How was it going back to a normal manager? You know, when he left?
Yeah, weird.
Did you miss it?
Yeah. Grayson was good though. Grayson
Was he?
Yeah, he was good. He was good. Never really talked to me. Never really praised me. Never really battered me. Didn't really do anything to me. And I always found that a bit weird. And I spoke to him a few years back, and I said, Gaffer, like, I remember playing Colchester or something. I think it was Colchester. And I scored 2, set up 2, we won 4-1. And even after the game, he never praised me. I had a stinker that game. He never hammered me. He went, Lairdy, did you play for me every game you were available? I said, yeah. He goes, there you go.
It's fair enough. Isn't
Yeah.
it?
And I said, no, you never thought about that. He said, I knew you just needed to just crack on. You don't need anything. Just let you crack on. Whereas other people need an arm round them or a rollicking. You just needed to crack on, you know? So I was like, oh yeah, it makes sense.
How's Westley seen by the Stevenage fans now? Because there were 4 of you all, like, he goes to Preston and he took 4 players.
I think he's still
with
loved.
him. Yeah.
I think he's still loved, yeah. I think what he did for that club was amazing. I know he's had 3 or 4 stints there, but yeah, I think he's still loved by them, yeah, definitely. But he took us, yeah, I get that. But I think
would you say that was the best 4 as well?
Yeah, probably. Robbo as well, you know, Luke Freeman, he was good as well. I didn't take Luke. Yeah, I'd probably say so, yeah. Laurie Wilson, Ronnie Henry.
Were you on a free transfer?
Yeah, I was free, yeah, and I was after the Bosman as well, so.
Do you remember the phone call?
Yeah.
He's taking me with him.
Yeah. But I think we all would have stayed at Stevenage if they offered us better deals.
Right.
So I was in League One. I just won Player of the Year for Stevenage, got in Team of the Year, was top goal scorer from left back, and got Young Player of the Year for the whole league. So I'm thinking, well, I'm going to get a good deal here. Stevenage are going to offer me something definitely before I go to Preston. They offered me 50 quid more. And I was thinking, I've just won this and that, and you're doing that? Like, what?
Yeah.
So
That's a fist check, innit?
I was on 800 quid a week. So, like, at League One, people think, oh, you're on thousands of pounds a week. Like, it was good money at that age, definitely. But
yeah.
I know they're bringing in players, and I know the players in that league were on grand and a half, £2,000 probably, some of them. Like Ched Evans at Sheffield United that year was on 25 grand a year. Yeah. More than our whole squad put together. Yeah. And we beat them twice. So I'm thinking I'm worth more than that. So I think if they offered myself and the others more money, we all probably would have stayed. But I think so, because we had something going there.
But you must have had other options. I know Preston's a good move, but
I had Charlton.
The season you've just had.
Yeah, I had Charlton, Chris Powell, spoke to him, a few others but I think they knew I was going with Westley, so I think people just didn't bother. And Preston's a massive club, and it's huge, as you well know. I went there and I was thinking, this is crazy. This is what a club this is. So I would have my mind made up, really.
And I suppose with the success you'd had with Westley, it made sense.
Yeah. And I think that's why people didn't really try, because they just knew there was no point because I was going there.
And that shows the impact that he had on them players, the fact that 4 wanted to go with him.
Yeah.
That's why I always said that.
I always challenge though, innit?
Yeah.
If they get, I get you. Sort about the wages that they've been offered.
I always said, if he came into your club, then you were unfortunate. If you followed him, it's your own fucking fault. You know what I mean? You know exactly what you're going into. It's your own fault. Yeah. You can't complain then, can you?
You know, when he first got the job, I thought he's going to turn them around. They're going to get promoted, and I'm surprised they didn't. But you know, when it wasn't going well, were you having it out with them going?
I broke my leg by this point. So we started the season really well. We were flying. We beat you at your place 3-0. Really big result because you guys were good side. When you're at Donny, we were beating Brentford. I scored a good overhead kick. Got 1-0 up. And then they equalised last minute of the game to draw 1-1. But when we were winning, we were in the playoffs. The next game was Notts County, and I broke my leg, 94th minute. And Keith Keane, the right back, did his cruciate. So both full-backs, and that's what Westley loved. He loved all 3 his full-backs. So he lost me and Keno in the same game for the rest of the season. And then from then, I think he won 1 game in his next 13, and that's what got him the sack. I'm not saying that it was me and Keno, but probably I'm saying it's me and Keno, you know.
I'm not saying all that's my injury, but it pretty much is, isn't it?
But I was on fire then.
You'd scored 4 goals and 7 assists.
Yeah, and and on that Monday, I just got called up to the Scotland national side. And Bristol City just put a £2.5 million pound bid in for me, and Watford. So Wesley called me in and said, look, Thursday the squad's getting announced. You've been called up to the Scotland national side. Wednesday after the game, I want you to play Tuesday, and then Wednesday you can go down to Bristol and Watford and discuss, and then you won't have to play for me again until January. And then on 94th minute, I broke my leg.
Oh, wow, man.
So me being me, everyone would say, you idiot, why did you play? But I loved playing football, and I just wanted to play, and I was on fire, and and it's for Preston. I didn't want to just pull out, and it probably sounded better if I said, look, I'm doing it. After the game, we were going to announce it, like he's willing to play the last game for you, and then he's going to go to Bristol City, back home, all my mates, all my friends, family support Bristol City, 2.5 million, changed my life financially.
You should have phoned me, mate.
Yeah, I know.
You'd have been nowhere near fucking Deepdale that Tuesday night. Nowhere fucking near it.
So how long were you out for?
So the whole season. I was back in time for the end of the season, but Grayson had come back in. He said, look, we're not going to get in the playoffs. We're mid-table. Let's just get you ready for pre-season and next season.
Am I right in saying, who was it? Was it in the challenge? Was he ringing you every week? Was it
Jamal Campbell-Rice.
Campbell-Rice, yeah.
So I was really good friends with him. And you know when somebody's gone to maliciously do you, don't you? You know when somebody's gone to hurt you.
Yeah.
He didn't mean. It was the last minute of the game. I've tried to cross the ball in. Well, good job I wasn't trying to cross it in because I would snap my leg in half. But I've seen him come. I've looked up. There's no one in the box. So I've tried to knock it off him to get a corner. He's trying to stop me crossing it in to stop a cross coming in. And he's gone over the ball and just caught me on the... And I've heard something. I was hoping, that's my shin pad. But quickly realised it wasn't, and I was thinking, bloody hell. 94th minute. Yeah, and he's a really good friend of mine. He was ringing me every few weeks. And he was crying after the game. And, he didn't mean to do it.
Yeah.
You know when someone's going to do you. He didn't mean to do it.
You can appreciate that, can't you?
He's a really nice guy, yeah.
What happened with Josh Walker when Josh Walker came in at Stevenage? They send him boxing?
Yeah. I was in that boxing club and fat club every Monday, yeah. Every club I've been to, you're a fullback, you need to be below 80 kg. And I was like, the last time I was below 80 kg, I was about 12 years old. I just can't. I had the fitness coach and nutritionist live with me for 1 week to report back to Grayson that I was eating and sleeping and doing the right things. He's like, yeah, he's doing it, you just can't lose the weight. But we had this boxing coach who come up from what he used to do at Stevenage as well, but he'd come up every Monday, mental. Westley would pay him, come on the train, come down, he'd go, all right, this are the names every Monday morning, everyone else is training, these are the names that are with, I can't remember his name, doing boxing. Yeah, I've got a teeth missing through that. And he just, Joshy Walker was in that a lot as well, yeah. And he wouldn't take it easy, he'd just go, bop, right in your face. I'm like, hang on a minute. And he'd go, right, 1 for 1. And then, what do you mean? He goes, right, you hit me once, I hit you once. I'm like, nah. I said, you're a boxer. I'm not hitting you.
I remember when I went to Scunny, he'd obviously been at Stevenage and he were on loan from Watford. And he showed me the photos. So Westley had sent him to this boxing club in Stevenage. And they were proper boxing. And his face, he looked like Elephant Man. On this photo, he's got both his eyes are black, he's swelled up and everything. Says, what did you do? He says, I phoned Watford and they just fucking pulled me back.
Yeah. He was on loan, he wasn't even his player, he was a loan player.
Sent his loan player boxing and he got beat up on a fucking Monday night or whatever it were.
We did it as a team, and remember Stuckey, the goalie, Torsten Stuckman, like 6'7", he's massive. Him and Trundle were sparring together in that three-a-side court at the back in the Preston. Trundle can handle himself, by the way. And all of a sudden, Trundle's gone bop right into Stuckey, and Stuckey's just gone, just hit the floor.
How cold?
Yeah, knocked him out.
Wesley's like,
He's playing on Saturday.
Yeah.
Trundle's gone bop, and whacked him right in the nose, and Stuckey just hit the deck. Yeah, out for about 5 minutes. You got Jacko there with an ice bag on Stuckey's head trying to wake him up. And that. What a player Trundle was, by the way.
Yeah.
He got injured in pre-season, but yeah, he was some player, he was. And you heard about him doing the elephant impression. I think it came up once. So Westley was signing him and Moose, John Massinho, was in on the meeting to talk to him and inspire me. Why do you want to come here and blah, blah. Not the other way around, that I want to sign you. He was like, why do you want to come and play for me? And Charles was like, right. He goes, right, give me an elephant impression. And Moose was like, honestly, Laird, it happened. And I'm like, nah, it can't have happened like that. He went, Lairdy, Lee Trundle was on all fours, going, like pretending to be an elephant. And I go, the Lee Trundle? He went, yes, the Lee Trundle.
I'm standing up, doing puppets. Take that, Graham.
You'd love that as well.
It's only a small elephant, Graham, but I'm doing best for you.
So that's brilliant.
That's just the mentality of the man. Why do you want to come play for me?
Yeah.
Not come to my football club and just...
Got the deal done though, didn't he?
Yeah, he got him.
Oh, aye.
He got him. Yeah, in the morning. He would go and take himself into the three-a-side court in the mornings and on the Astro and just do tricks and stuff. And I had to be in that top window just watching him thinking, oh my God, how's he doing these things? Unbelievable. We played a 5-a-side game, 2-touch. He's got his back to goal. I fizzed one in at him, and he's touched it, turned in one movement, and volleyed it into the top corner, crossbar in. And everyone just went, "What? How have you just done that?" He was a magician. But he did his ankle at Morecambe away in the last pre-season game, and he never played. Gutted, really, because I would love to have seen him have a go.
Yeah.
Do you think he came back 100%? As good as you were before?
For myself, different. I lost that. I had that little change of pace. I probably lost that a little bit. I was probably different as well. Do you know I was different when we won promotion to League One, to the Championship? Because my whole drive was going from Plymouth to Stevenage in the conference. I need to get back to the Championship. That's where I need to be. And then we won promotion to League One, to the Championship, and it was almost like in my head, without me realising, I'd like achieved everything, and I was still 27 when I should have probably refocused and gone again.
Goals.
Yeah, and I didn't. And then that's when I went to Scunthorpe and just went a bit downhill from there, really.
Do you think, you talked about that feistiness on the field after breaking your leg? Do you think you lost a bit of that?
Yeah, that's when it changed. I realised I wasn't invincible. I realised I couldn't be an idiot and do all that stuff anymore because it just...
The consequences.
Yeah. And I think that probably changed me a little bit. I probably became a bit more an intelligent football player, but I lost my edge. And that's me being really brutally honest about it. And that's probably why I went down when really I should have kicked on again. And I probably should have stayed at Preston. I should have stayed at Preston. They offered me a new deal. They wanted me to stay. Grayson was like, "I want you to stay. You're good enough to play in the Champ. Go and speak to Ridsdale, sort of contract out." And that's when it all went a bit tits up. I went in there with my agent, and I was out of contract, so I had a 3-year deal, and it was the end of my 3 years. So I thought, right, what I should have been going on to if I was still under contract, I was thinking, I'm going to get that minimum because I've had I played every game again, like done really well. I'm going to get that minimum. And he went in and he offered me half of what I should have been on. And I was like, hang on a minute, I've just broke my leg and played over 100 games in 3 years and got you back to the Champ. I surely should be getting at least what I was going to get given if I was still under contract. And he went, no, we're going to give all that to the new players that are coming in. And my agent went, "Get up, lady, we're going." I went, no, Freddie, sit down. And he went, "I want to know why." And he went, "No, we got to attract these big players coming in, and we can't give you that money." I was like, "All right, we will go." So I just walked out, and then Scunthorpe came in for me, and Portland Timbers. It was when Ridgewell went to Portland Timbers, and it was me and him were going to be the overseas players. Give me good money. Not buy me a house, but give me a house while I was there, like a boat on the lake, a car. I chose to stay at Scunthorpe. What an idiot.
You should have phoned me on that one and all, Laird.
I was thinking though, I'm 27, if I go to America, I'm a fullback, am I going to get forgotten?
Yeah.
I'm going to be 29, 30 when I come back. Am I going to be, unless you're a striker where you're going to score goals and be remembered, I'm thinking, am I going to be...
Boat on the lake?
Yeah.
I thought you said come back a more intelligent player.
Don't. I've only just got over it. I've only just got over that decision, and now you're bringing it all back up. I brought it back up, I know, but and I chose Scunthorpe, and Scunthorpe started brilliantly. Like I was on fire with Robbins playing wing back, on absolute fire. And then first game of the season, pre-season, I was like Sheffield Wednesday came in for me in pre-season. I only just joined in that summer because we played Sheffield Wednesday, and I had an absolute stormer. And they were like, "Oh, what's his circumstances?" And they were like, "No, we just signed him. He's not going anywhere."
Gary Megson weren't.
Yeah. That'd be another one.
That's exactly what we heard you say. You play well against him, you get a contract.
That's what, it was him. And they said no. So the first game of the season, Burton away, I did my ankle, blew up, and I shouldn't have played the next 10 games. But Mark Robbins was like, "Laddie, come on, I need you. Like you can get through it." So I was like getting painkillers, injections, just cracking on through it. And I couldn't do what I was bombing up and down. I couldn't do it. And then all the fans were like, "What's wrong with this guy?" And then we were starting to lose games. And then he battered me in the press.
Robbins did?
Yeah, like said, "Oh, my big players." Didn't name me, but he said my big players that I bought in, like the ones from Preston, they're not doing the business, which I brought them to do. So, didn't name me, but name me.
He didn't actually name you, but he just described you perfectly.
Starts with an L, ends in a D last name.
Myself, Jack Keaton, and Scott Wiseman were the three that came in, so... and I was thinking, well, cheers, Gaffer, you just throw me under the bus. I'm doing this for you. Like, you've asked me to play on through an ankle which is like 5 times bigger than it should be, and then it just went a bit downhill, and then I got to 32 games and never played again. We all know the contracts. You get to a certain amount of games, you get an increase, and I never played again.
Is that still under him? Under Robbins?
Yeah. No, he left. He got sacked, and then it was Graham Alexander came in. But he was telling me, and I believe him, he was saying, look, it's not about me, it's from above. You get into your 30 games, I can't play you again, otherwise they're going to have to give you a new contract, and they don't want to do it. And I said, I didn't even ask for that in my contract. Well, I'm happy to take that out. And he said, Laird, it's gone further than that now. They don't want you here anymore. And I was like, whatever, all right. And it happened at Forest Green as well, which come on to, but he turned up once to pre-season, the owner, and he had a brand new Lamborghini or whatever it was, like lovely car. And he was showing off to the lads. We were getting on the bus to go off to pre-season. And we had 2 injuries and he had 2 young lads that were going to come with us, but he wouldn't pay the extra 800 quid each for them to come. But he turns up in his brand new Lamborghini. Yeah. So me being me, went, Laird, you like the car? I went, do one. He went, what's wrong with you? I went, how can you come and show off like that and you won't even take these 2 lads? It'd be amazing for their journeys and their careers, 800 quid. And you're showing us your brand new Lamborghini. I said, that's bullshit. And he's got on the bus. And he didn't like that.
I think that might have been one of the reasons, Laird, if I'm perfectly honest.
I don't think he liked that as well.
It's mad, isn't it?
But I knew I was gone by then, so I was like, I'm just going to say it. Yeah. Interesting. I can't talk too much. I had to sign an agreement when I left.
Did you really?
Yeah.
What a fucking scumthorpe.
Yeah.
Really, did silence you.
Yeah. So yeah.
What was he like? I saw some interviews from Mark Cooper, when he was the Oval manager. I think it must have been the end of last season. And I just thought he came across in that interview terrible. Because he was taking them down, wasn't he?
Yeah.
And he was blaming the fans. I think they played Hartlepool or something.
Gateshead on it.
Gateshead.
Yeah, Cooper, before I do hammer him, I must say, tactically, very, very good. Got a bit of help from Scott Lindsay, who's now the Crawley manager, but tactically taught me a hell of a lot. So in that regard, he was good, but as a man manager, he's just horrendous. He was just crap. Never his fault. Never took, like after that interview just talking about, never he took the blame, or even if it wasn't his fault, never did a manager's duty and say, you know what, I'm going to go out, lads, and take the blame for you, and I'll be doing this, blah, blah. But the amount of times you come in after losing and he'd just go, right, I'm going to replace all of you in January. Or we looked Forest Green. I think it was a ridiculous amount. It was like 1 player every 16 days he was in charge, he'd bring in, or he'd have. The influx and changeover of players, because he just never he just never got used to it. He signed me. I think he got the wrong player. I'm not going to lie.
You think he was signing your kid?
Yeah. He signed me and he goes, he said, I loved, you know what, your deliveries from set pieces were unbelievable against my Swindon team in the League One playoff final for Preston. I said, he only played 10 minutes at the end. He's on about Paul Gallagher. No, that wasn't me. I'm really good at attacking set plays. And he had me on the halfway line for every corner and free kick if I wasn't taking it. And I was.
Did you tell him at the time?
I told him. I said, Gaffer, look, you see my record, like for a fullback, I'm like 1 in 5, and most of them are from set pieces, attacking the ball, because just got a massive head and just head everything. And he said, I didn't know that. I was like, oh, for God's sake. I just walked out like thinking, oh Christ, it's going to be a long couple of years, isn't it? And again, like the Scunthorpe thing, he didn't like it. He brought me in to be a leader and a spokesperson and someone to help be the transition from the coaches to the players. He'd have this thing every Saturday. The starting 11 had Monday off. Anyone that played less than 60 minutes had to come in. Straight away I'm thinking, and he's banging on about being together as a team. Straight away I'm thinking, it's a bit crap, isn't it?
Yeah.
That's not a team, because the lads, we're just getting separated straight away. Like, they're getting another day off and we're having to come in and we're not even playing. So we're already down in the dumps for not playing. So I brought it up in front, like in a meeting, and he didn't like that. I was saying, Gaffer, I'm going to say it because everyone else is scared to say it. But it's bullshit. Like, you bang on about all the lads being together, but on a Monday, the lads that started have a day off and the lads that don't have to come in. And also realised if you go into the physio room, as we all know, you say a few things there, it's always going to go back to the manager. So I'd always go into the physio room now and again and just drop a few lines in.
Yeah.
Because it'll get back to the manager.
Sometimes helpful, that.
Definitely. So I was trying to get out.
Yeah.
So I'd go into the physio. I never went in the physio room. I hated going in the physio room because I was a bit of a believer. I don't like having strap-ins, don't like getting rubs. I just crack on. But I knew wanting to get out is from you, by the way. Listen, Undr The Cosh. This is when I started to do it right.
It's an education, isn't it?
Exactly.
Cheers,
you know what I mean? Every day to school.
You're welcome, Megan. You're welcome.
Drop things in the physio room. Cheers, Parky. And then I was trying to go to Warsaw. The biggest thing, second year, in the summer, you know when you're coming back and you know you're not going to be involved too much, don't you? As a player, you know. I get a phone call from Dino Maria at Stevenage. Lairdy, your name's been circulated. You're available for loan. Like, do you want to come back to Stevenage? I said, Dino, I'd love to, but like, I am at home here at Forest Green. Got another year left, and I do want to give it a go with Forest Green. It's a really good opportunity. I said, let me go speak to Cooper, the gaffer, and then I'll come back to you. So I went into Cooper, rang him. Gaffer, sorry, I know you're on holiday, but I've just had a phone call from Stevenage saying that I'm available for loan. Look, man to man, just be honest with me. I'm a big boy, I'm 30 now. If you're not, I would like to go and play because I don't want to sit in the stands or on a bench. No, it's rubbish. You're a big part of my plans, lady. I need you around the squad. Pre-season goes along. Joe Mills is there, good player, in front of me. I know I'm not really going to play. Go into him again, say, look, Gaffer, about a week left, the window. Gaffer, please, come on. I've not started the last few games. Let me go. No, I need you. It's a long season. 2 days after the window shuts, Lairdy. Oh, here we go. Go into his office. You're not going to play for me again. You can go and find another club. I went, Gaffer, the window's shut. I can't. The only place I can go now is non-league. Like, he went, yeah, on that, Gloucester City have...
Unforgivable, that.
Gaffer, you want me to go to the Conference North? And he went, yeah, you get you some games, that's where you can play. I'm like, Gaffer, no disrespect to the Conference North. That time will come. But right now, like, no one's going to touch me in January if I go to the Conference North. Yeah, they will, because you're going to get games, and then you come back and they're ready to go. Gaffer, as soon as they see Scott Laird, Conference North, that's me done.
Yeah.
Anyway, he was... A couple of weeks past, I was still training with the first team. I have a tendency to shoot from anywhere. So I was just shooting from anywhere again. Like, ridiculous things, over the top a little bit. Going into the team meeting, and Pat, the goalkeeping coach, he's now at Bristol City, good guy. And he walking in, and he goes, Lairdy, come here. And I went, oh, really loud, because I need a gaffer. Oh, yeah, you're going to stop me coming in the meeting, aren't you, Pat? And he's going, Lairdy, come on, keep it down. Don't disrupt. I went, no. I said, him in there, why is he not telling me? And the Cooper's like, just go, don't, Lairdy, don't come in here. I'm like, you're not letting me come into a meeting? Why? And he goes, look, he doesn't want you coming into the meeting in case you tell all the secrets.
Oh, your secrets?
Honestly. I said, are you having a laugh? He went, no, you're not allowed. You can still train with the first team, but you're not allowed in the meetings anymore. I'm like, why are you telling me, Pat?
Do you think this is again because you're outspoken?
He did it with everybody. He's got this thing, right? And it happens when I went to Warsaw, I'll come on to in a minute. He doesn't like anybody. Once he's decided you're not for him, he doesn't want you going on again. He wants to like literally end you. So then you can't
finish.
Yeah. So then fans can't go, oh, you let go of Laird. He's gone on to bigger and better things. Why did you do that? You know, and I really truly believe that, and he's done it to so many players.
Add him to the shit list, Chris. Honestly,
I've got spoke about. He done all right for me because we were starting back pre-season on the Monday, and I got a phone call on the Wednesday from the chief exec at Forest Green saying, look, really sorry to tell you this, but the gaffer wants to pay you up. I went, right, just hold on a minute. Right, it's going to have to work for me. It's going to have to work for me, right? Yeah, no. So he fucked me off, like, we 3 or 4 days left to go into pre-season. He could have done it at the start of the pre-season when everybody's getting the players and all that.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
How did you find it at Forest Green? Because John spoke about it being like a kind of a different different atmosphere, different kind of, not quite a football crowd, so to speak. It's more of
a little village, isn't it, really? It's a village on top of a hill. Lovely people, like really small, really weird little ground. We trained at Chippenham, which is like 45 minutes from the ground. Weird. Obviously, when you're the owner, vegan, like
Did you meet him much?
Yeah, really nice guy. You see him, you think, who's this guy? Like long hair, biker.
Turns up his motorbike. He's in the wrong place.
Yeah, but he's all right. He's actually all right. He's actually all right. Every time I dealt with him, he's been brilliant. Obviously, he says, as long as you've got the Forest Green badge on, make sure you're eating vegan, don't go into Nando's. I know you went to Greg's. All right, lad, it's about you, it's not me. But he said, but you can do what you want. And I love Nando's, so I couldn't become a full vegan. But it was all right. It was a good little club. It was just that guy in charge at that moment was just an idiot, you know?
Yeah. He's getting a bit of shit at the minute, isn't he? With the Just Oil thing.
Yeah. He's in all that.
Completely off subject, but did you see the picture of the stag do?
No.
They went on a stag do and they put the groom in a Just Stop Oil t-shirt.
At the Grand Prix.
The Grand Prix. So all the police.
That is brilliant.
Absolutely crippled us.
That's brilliant. That is brilliant. I need to look that up there,
But no, he was very full of his own importance as well, weren't he,
Correct.
Cooper? Just fucking loved himself.
The way he looked and all that, you know. And
What was his background? Did he play? I can't
well, his
remember.
dad's Terry Cooper, the England left back, one of probably the best left backs that England have ever had. Played for Leeds, you know, some left back. He was manager. He's played a bit. Played at Exeter, Bristol City. Manager of Kidderminster when they're in the conference doing good things.
He was a
My
manager.
my dad were a welder. It don't mean I'm building a bridge, does it?
Yeah, correct.
He manager of Swindon when the
Yes.
Did well.
Yeah, we
Yeah,
beat
they
him when we beat him in the playoff final at League One. He was manager for Preston.
Right.
He was manager of Swindon. Yeah, but and I knew I was trying to go. So it got to January, and then Stevenage and Grimsby both agreed how much of the wages towards the wages are going to pay. Both in League Two, same as Forest Green. All got agreed. Then Walsall came back in for me, who I was with the year before. Absolutely loved my time there. They're in League One, so league above. So I went into Coops and I was like, Walsall coming for me. I want to go. I'm going up there now to sign it. No, you're not. Why? Yes, League One. I want more money. I went, no. I said, you've agreed with Stevenage and Grimsby. It'd just be the same for... No, they're a League One side. They're higher up, so it needs to be more money. Back to the point, he didn't like it because I was going on to a higher league. Yeah, I was going up instead of down or the same.
Yeah.
So I was like, whatever it is, I'll, again, leaf out of your book. I said, Gaffer, I want you training. I said, all right, that's fine. I said, if you want me to whack balls away and you want me to go and fold some of your players, I'm more than happy to do that. He's like, you won't.
Get in its work. 5.5 years we've been doing this.
He's like, Laird, you won't do that. You're too nice. You're too nice. You won't do that. I said, no, I will, honestly. He went, right, go and train, but I'm going to have a meeting. We'll talk about it after the meeting. So as they're having the meeting, I'm outside practicing free kicks, missing the goal and hitting the window.
Did you fold
Bang off the window.
Fold any of them?
Yeah, no, I didn't. 'Cause I was
Just
gone
outside doing origami.
Bang off the window. Bang
12
off the
players
window.
on floor.
And he calls me in afterwards and he went, what was that about? I said, I was just missing my free kicks. I'm a bit off today. Sorry, Gaffer. And he said, I've thought about what you said, and if you're going to be that disruptive like you are with the free kicks, then you can go off to Walsall. But they need to pay more money. So I was driving up to Walsall and I was speaking to Walsall saying that they're not going to pay any. I was like, I need to get out of here. So I paid the difference myself, which is, again, you're going to say, Lairdy, what are you doing?
You've learnt some things, Laird.
But I needed to
Take
get
a
out.
horse to water.
Might have a little drink, but it's not full of water, is it?
But I was gone. My head was gone and I
Was
needed
it
to
a
go.
was it a large amount?
No, a couple £100.
Right.
It's still over a week, so it's about £1,000 a month.
Yeah.
But for my own sanity, I needed to
Yeah.
go.
Your own mental health, your
Yeah.
own
I'm not-
playing football.
I'm going to say it, right? But I'm not afraid to admit it. I left that training ground 4 or 5 times that season and cried on the way home.
Yeah.
Like, just broken. For 3 weeks, I was training with the goalkeepers, like with Pat. Loved it, by the way. Bloody hell, goalkeepers get put through it, don't they? Flipping heck. Like, he put some gloves on me. I was in doing the goalkeeping stuff. It
Yeah.
was brilliant because I got along well with Pat. But he didn't want me around the first team and what they were doing, so I'd have to go and train with the goalkeepers for a couple of days a week.
Oh, so you're not shooting, you're actually saving?
Yeah, I was in goal. I was in nets. Brilliant. Unbelievable, it was.
Coming for crosses.
Sidewinders, everything.
But like you said, going through that, if it's getting to you that much,
I had to
it's
get
worth,
out.
worth a couple of £100 a week.
I had to get out. I And it wouldn't have been. I wouldn't have done it for any other club. Maybe Stevenage, but Walsall. Honestly, what a club.
Yeah.
I would have done to be able to go back there. I would have done anything. So, yeah.
So you need to get another 7, 12 days kicking balls at windows and
Yeah,
stuff.
I know.
Can we talk after you two? Pull them to one side afterwards. And tell them
It's too late now, isn't it? It's too late.
Was it because it were 2 loan spells at Walsall? Were there not the opportunity to sign?
Yeah, there
Come
was.
close?
First one when I was at Scunthorpe, went to Walsall. I was replacing Ricardo Henry. Bloody hell, what a player he was. I had some boots to fill there. They weren't very big, 'cause he had small feet, didn't he? But yeah, I did all right. They love me. They love me, the fans. They proper love me. I was honest in my interviews. I said how it was. If we lost, I said, yeah, we were crap. We deserved to lose. We won. I was giving it loads. I was celebrating. I think they bought into my whole thing I was giving. And then John Whitney was there. And again, it happened. I went back to Scunthorpe in the January because I had to go back for a week before I had to go back. I don't know why. They had an injury, Scunthorpe, and they wanted to keep hold of me for another week. Again, crap.
Scunthorpe or Forest Green?
Scunthorpe.
Oh.
Scunthorpe. In the first loan to Walsall.
Sorry.
This is why I didn't join Walsall fully.
Right.
So I stayed for 2 weeks, but they want me back straight away, Walsall, because I was playing every week.
Yeah.
I didn't come back for 2 games, Saturday, Tuesday. So when I did go back 2 weeks later, I was on the bench and I wasn't really being used. And I don't think he liked it because I stayed at Scunthorpe for an extra week.
Yeah.
And then he left, and it didn't really just. Again, they pulled the money, and then they lost like myself, Joe Edwards, who's now Plymouth captain, Erhan Odsuma, the little one. He was what a player he was.
Small feet.
Yeah, he has small feet. He did have small feet.
Great at getting fired out of the cannon though.
But I think it just didn't evolve. I wish it did. I would love to go on. I would love to have joined there full time. And then I went, but then Forest Green came in for me as well, which made sense at the time back home.
Yeah.
But yeah, and then I went back there for the second time on loan. Loved it. Absolutely loved it.
So you went Western-super-Mare. Did you go in as a player coach?
Yes. So Scotty Bartlett, really well. I was with him at Forest Green for those 2 years. He was the youth team manager, and then when I was in the reserves with him, I was helping him out with that. And then he went to Western, and I was at the end of my contract, and I had offers from Crewe, Grimsby, and Port Vale, but all 1 year deals. I was 31, and I'm thinking, do I want to take it? And then it's Christmas by the time you know it, and you think, crap, I've got another 6 months. I have to move my family. I've just had a newborn, my little girl. And I was thinking, do I want to keep nicking a year, get to 35 just to say, I'm a professional? Or do I come into non-league, start my coaching journey, and I got offered a really good job at Millfield School as their under-18s manager and still playing for Western and assistant manager with Scott Bartlett. So I took the decision to think of my future career.
Yeah.
And
Must have been a tough one, that.
Really tough, because I still feel I had enough to give in League Two or League One. I could still play, but I just didn't want to be that nicking a year, move my family.
Yeah.
I just didn't
Worrying and all. There's a worry and all, isn't there?
Yeah, there is. Of course it is. You get to Christmas, you think, are they going to give me a new deal? If I get to summer and no one wants me, I'm screwed.
But then a big opportunity to establish your future career with your family.
And it was a great decision. I've had an amazing 4 years at Western with Scott. Taught me loads. Amazing group of players. Just won promotion to the Conference South and work at an unbelievable school in Millfield. So yeah, it's been.
What are you doing at school?
So I'm the head of senior phase. So I look after all 5 of their senior under-18s teams and manager of their first under-18s team. So it's really, really good. Really good standard. We beat.
It's not just any old school, this man.
Not any old school. No, we've had to talk about that. Yeah, they got some very prestigious clientele, so to speak, or students from all over the world. Yeah, luckily I've had Romeo Beckham for 2 years. He's now at Brentford B. So yeah, people of that ilk and stuff.
Really
like
good.
That. Amazing. Do you know what? Right? Not saying it because of. And again, I say this to everybody. He's a lovely boy, and he's actually really good at football. But people think, it's Beckham's boy. He's just getting a free ride. Yeah. He's not. He works his nuts off. I spoke to Charlie Good, who I'm good friends with at Brentford, and I said to him, how's Romeo getting on? He said, Eddie, forget about who he is. He's actually all right. He's got a bit.
Yeah.
And he's a lovely, lovely boy, and we get along really well. He's a proper lad. So, we become really good friends. We still keep in touch now. I'm hoping for an invite to the wedding.
We're hoping you ask his fucking dad to come on.
and him as well. Oh, my God. Smells amazing.
It's just beautiful, isn't it?
Honestly, I met him for the first time. I call him dates. So I met him a few times. 20 dates I've had now, I call him. I met him 20 times.
It does smell good.
Beautiful. It smells amazing. Honestly, just
what does he wear?
Nothing wrong with him, is there?
Nothing.
Just I'll wish.
Do you fancy him more than Norris?
Oh, it's a tough. It's his eyes, isn't it? It's Chuck's eyes, isn't it?
Yeah, piercing, aren't they?
Yeah.
We'll still go with Chuck.
Yeah, we'll go with Chuck. We'll go with Chuck.
I could be getting really done here, but it was a comment on Twitter and it's had loads of likes, and I might just be being stupid. But it said, "What do you call a Spanish man on a nudie speech?"
So it's from Jay Murray, right?
The little laugh means that there must be something behind it.
That's from Jay Murray.
Right.
So Jay Murray, Scott Murray's boy. Scott Murray, Bristol City.
Yeah.
Can you get him on? Unbelievable. What story? Funny guy. So his boy, Jay, plays for me at Western. When you say, put 50p in him, he gives you your money's worth. He is one of the funniest kids I've ever met. And I'm quite, we tell each other jokes all the time. I'm quite renowned and famous for my jokes. So that was one of my jokes. He loves that one. He said, what do you call a Spanish guy on a nudist speech? Senor Willie.
Renowned?
Yeah.
That's as bad as you saying award-winning comedian in your fucking bio.
But yeah, that's from Jay. Yeah, he's funny kid. Him and Jacob Kane at Western, probably the 2 funniest blokes I've ever met in my life.
There must be a few more
Gateshead.
Goodens
I got one, Gateshead. I can't believe I forgot the Gateshead story, right? So we've just won the conference. We've won the cup. We've got 3 games left. And next game's Gateshead away. So he's gone, right, I'm going to rest most of you lads and then play the ones that need a game. But I still played. We got there. It's got the running track around it, Gateshead, isn't it? So the lads are thinking, I'm going to rest. But he beasts them around the track anyway. While they're getting beasted, they're filling up the Gatorades and the Lucasades with vodka. So getting rid of a bit of, and then filling it up with, topping it up with vodka for us. Like, so when we're having water breaks, we can have like...
The staff are?
Yeah, the players that aren't involved, like Robbo, Moose, Johnny Ashton, things like that, right? So during a game, they've told us for the game, so we're playing. He's like, lads, we've laced all the Lucasades with vodka and that. So if you need to go down injured, have a water break, get a quick drink on. So you've never seen how many people going down injured. Every 10 minutes, people go, your turn, go down. Oh, I need the physio on, need a quick break. Physio comes on, everyone goes for a drink, drinking the vodka and that and Lucasade. We win 1-0, I score a penalty, 80th minute or something. I'm thinking the keeper, I've put the ball down, walking back. Eyes like this, I'm thinking.
Are you half on ferry here?
I'm gone here, I'm gone. Half time, I've down the whole Lucasade as well. And he's gone, I'm thinking the keeper's doing Grobbelaar, right? He's doing all this on the line, right? Anyway, I score, and after the game, I watch the penalty back, the keeper's dead still. I thought in that moment, the keeper's all over the line, like trying to put me off. So he's after the game, he's got a Lucasade in his hand, right? 4-1. And he's chatting to us after the game, holding it. He's going, lads, I love your professionalism. Honestly, just won the league. All of you, hats off to you. The lads that worked their nuts off around the track before, brilliant. You're having your night out in Newcastle tonight, so go and enjoy it. But you treated this game really, really seriously. And had a sip. And then gone, you little bastard.
Was he all right though?
Yeah, he was fine. He said, good job you bloody won.
That's class from
Great. Yeah. Everyone, honestly, we had about 15 water breaks during the game.
He used to tell you to go down at a certain minute.
Yeah. We used to, so everyone, every time we go down, so if the game was getting on top of us, it'd say to the goalkeeper, go down or something. So he'll go down injured and then she can't take the goalkeeper off and just slow the tempo down. So it's quite clever, really. Yeah. But all the away fans cotton onto it and they go, hey, here you go, water break. He started doing a keeper because he asked Peter Wynn to do it. He's a left winger. And he asked Peter Wynn to do it. And Winnie, as I said to you, is a bit Sam Short at picnic sometimes. And he's going, what, now, Gaffer? Not quietly. Like, I was like, no, pretend to be injured now. So you're like, right, we need to rethink this, lads. And on Winnie as well, we go to La Manga on pre-season and he's big on the wall, right? So he said, I want you to take it in the wall and I want you to tell him when they're taking a free kick, go on, he'll hit us, he won't get it over us, he'll hit us. Get in their heads. Anyway, he's got Winnie, get in the wall in La Manga. He goes, you'll take it, won't you? Winnie's gone, yeah, I'll take it. He goes, get in the wall. So he gets in the wall, Winnie's like this. And he goes, right, I'm going to kick it at you. And we're thinking he won't get it. Westley, 10 pace run up, toe punts it, straight at Winnie, right in the boat. Winnie just goes, boing, hits the floor, out.
What's his reaction? Like, yeah, that's it, yes.
He said he'd take it, didn't he?
And he took it.
He'd take it.
That's what I need.
Out. It's just the way he toe punted the ball in.
Straight as a knife.
Straight in his face. Brilliant. Running down golf courses in La Manga for pre-season and the people are playing golf and we're running down a par 5 towards the tee box and people are teeing off and he's like, no, keep going, fellas. He's like, play through. Running through bunkers and stuff and that. Unbelievable.
Can you imagine? You're just teeing off for the next minute.
Like fucking Braveheart, wasn't it? Just a teeing, you look up. Fucking hell, they're coming from. Play through!
He was still running, saying it. We weren't even hiding in the trees. He was just like, come on, hit it.
The thing is, he'll have thought that the Stevenage running session was so much more important than their round of golf.
Definitely. Yeah. And they're paying a lot of money for that. It was a good golf course. Yeah. It was that La Manga one where everyone goes to. Yeah, so it's a proper golf course. They pay a lot of money.
Imagine that, just fucking tightness coming towards you. You dead duck.
He's a bit Martin Alan, isn't he?
Definitely.
You know that type of thing where he's
definitely
lunatic.
But I don't know. I just don't know if he's genius or insane.
Beautiful.
Yeah,
I like him. I like him.
Do you know if you get him on, do you think he'll tell us all these stories?
I think he would, but probably not as many or as ludicrous as I have. But I reckon he'd tell you the Soji story. There's another one. we'd played Wimbledon in pre-season, and then he lives in Richmond Park. That's where he lives. And then after we did a 5-mile run the next day around Richmond Park as a cool down. Sodgy pulls his calf a mile in. Gaffer, he can't move. Yeah, we're not stopping, no, you're going to have to carry him. So everyone was taking it in turns to carry him round for the extra 4 miles.
This is the day after the game?
Yeah, day after. We just played Wimbledon. We're all knackered. Running around Richmond Park.
Walking your dog and every Sodgy goes past you with 3 lads carrying him.
Running through the deers and that. You know the deers around Richmond Park? Oh, man. Going off track. Right, there's a deer. Let's run through the deer. Why? Big stag, like, looking at us like, what?
Do you think he'll ever get back in?
Nah, I think he's done. I don't think he wants to, really. He rang me a few months ago, just FaceTime, Graham Messi. Oh, what's he doing? So I answer it, and I just see the sea. He's just showing me the sea. And he turns around and he went, all right, Laird. I went, all right, Gaffer, you all right? He went, yeah, I just wanted to show you me on my yacht, and then just hung up.
Well, if you want to do it on the yacht, we'll come to you, Graham, no bother.
Yeah.
And he messaged me saying, I just want to show you, yeah, I'm in so-and-so in the sea, just want to show you. Like, cheers, Gaffer.
Going through his, who's next?
I definitely want to meet him, do you?
Yeah.
It'd be brilliant. And he would tell you the truth as well. He would open up. He would really open up.
No, brilliant, mate.
Yeah, thank you very much
really
for switching us this venue out and his bacon sandwich and his croissants.
Oh yeah, the shipping. I've got to give them a shout out on the Shaftesbury Road guys. They won't give it. They
shipping
love
have
it.
looked after us.
Hospitality.
Yeah, been good.
Top draw.
They've been brilliant.
Top man, thank you
for
very
having me,
much.
guys. Thank
Cheers,
you.
thank you.
Thank you.
Enjoyed that.
Top 5.
Really?
Straight into top 5.
You keep chucking these in top 5, but you don't say he's dropping out.
I can't remember.
He's a shit house, that's why.
I can't remember who were in my top 5.
Just promoting and no one's getting relegated.
It's a big league. Yeah. I tell you what he's done incredibly. Right? He's shown what an absolute lunatic Graham Westley is, but never actually caned him in the same breath.
I absolutely love Graham Westley.
I was just about to say, has it changed your opinion of him?
No.
Has it not?
No. Look,
I love him. I love him.
Lunatic.
I think he was, if anything, ahead of his times.
So
you needed to buy. You could have been a different man if you'd have bought into it.
I could still be playing there.
Yeah.
He told all the stories about him, and Graham Westley will probably still phone up and have a chat with him.
Yeah.
You know, like,
hasn't fallen out with him.
Which is probably not you could say about mine and Graham's relationship, is it?
Was it on the way down I messaged him?
Yeah.
I need to read it out.
See, I think if you message him on way down, but I think if you've got a full squad that fully buys into it, you're winning things.
But you're injured. A lot of them are injured.
Do you think that's what the Stevenage lads did?
Yeah,
they had,
all bought into it. And if you've got players who are a bit pig-headed and just set in the ways, then they've got to go. They're no good because they infect the rest of the
you're trying to imply that I'm an infection.
You think you're a poison?
Oh yeah, there's no cream getting rid of that.
But I think, and I don't know if Laird spoke about it, that he probably tried to do it too quickly when he went to Preston.
Well, I think
he did.
Stepping up a level and bigger names and players that have worked with bigger name managers, if you will, and then coming in with your brain ideas. I think it's difficult for players to buy in.
At least he could have just waited a couple of months, let the players kind of work him out about who he is, and then go down the lunatic route. It's like, he's just crazy.
The lunatic.
Rather than coming in and then the lad's like...
Small step.
Yeah. Just chucking inflatable, imaginary dumbbells around play.
Wrestling players to the ground and that.
Yeah.
Anyway, hi Graham, hope you're all right. It's Chris Brown from the Undr The Cosh Podcast.
Good start.
Polite, bit too formal, but we're in. Just getting in touch to see if you'd fancy coming on the show with us. Reply 2 minutes later, cry and laughing emoji to start with.
On its own?
Good sense of humour.
Parky asked me once before, then bantered me off. Another cry and laughing emoji.
See, we're getting on all right at the minute.
Perfect. I look forward to you giving me a little bit back like Phil Brown did.
So that was your reply?
That was my reply. He wrote in his book that I was a twat.
Did you?
Well, I read this out and John went, oh, fucking hell, I did, So he forgot that he called him a twat in his book.
Oh, dear, John.
But I've still got the text he sent telling me I was so different from how he'd imagined me and how much he appreciated me letting him move home to his son. Cry and laughing emoji. Tears, eyes filling up emoji.
So you're coming out off bad in this, John. Because not only have you called him a twat, but he's got the message saying how much you really appreciated him being good to you.
Are you just playing the game there with him?
We were thinking about that in the podcast, weren't we?
So you're being a bit of a snake there.
Eh?
Being a bit of a snake there, a bit of a shit house.
See, I've had a look through my phone and I can't find this message that I sent. Unless I've deleted chat.
Yeah,
It's made for a fairy tale ending. Do you fancy it? We'll come down and can record wherever you're based. Red. No reply.
Hey,
And that was that.
Graham,
the one that got away, lads. The one that got away.
It was just, oh, fuck, I did call him a twat.
Graham, if you're watching, I'd love to have you on.
Yeah.
Just forget him.
Well,
Forget him.
why don't you do it when I'm on holiday?
No, I think you'd enjoy it.
Yeah.
And I think he'd
Again,
enjoy it.
Another Phil Brown-esque one where
We end up hugging and
Yeah,
in fact, we'll end up wrestling.
you bottle
We'll have a
it.
wrestle. Might have to start getting,
Patreon special.
might have to get some training in because it's quite strong.
The treadmill one done me. And he said he could break the treadmill.
That is mental.
love 'em.
That is mental, but I love it.
See, I told you he's a lunatic.
Who else did we do down there? Lady.
It's all right if you can afford
Linesy.
to buy a new treadmill, innit? If that were me, like I'd be like, "Rah," I'm gonna break it up, and I'd be like, shit, I don't put this back together now.
I tell you what does piss me off. Bristol.
Oh, them flipping,
Bristol is wank.
them zones.
So last time we went, you got a fine, didn't you? What were it for?
Was it congestion or
Oh,
emission?
congestion
Fuck
charge.
knows.
Congestion charge.
Yeah,
You know, the air pollution, Jobby.
yeah.
So we got it's what, £4 or something? What was the end price? $2.60?
Yeah, I didn't pay the...
So obviously it wouldn't have been that if he'd have looked at his letter,
I think it's still
paid it early.
a fine, innit? Of some sort.
Just rocking up.
Just yeah, not forgetting to pay it. That's
tax.
where they get you.
So I got caught.
You look really disappointed.
I got caught. Well, she sent me photo of two letters, but I thought it was the front and the back of this letter. But I got driving in a bus lane twice. Both on the same road. So I've drove in the bus lane apparently one way. Then when we're coming home, I've drove in the bus lane and the other way.
I don't think we can defend you there, John. Because
Because
it's always clearly marked bus lane.
I'm following
big letters.
I'm following Waze.
So it's Waze's fault.
no, but
Waze's fault.
No, you've gone. I'm taking a shortcut here. That lane's empty. Buzz lane.
If I'd have done that manoeuvre he were on about when we were trying to get to that Italian, I'd have been banned for fucking 18 months.
And break U-turn.
We're hungry, weren't we? What about my new workhorse?
You open your letters, you'd be all right.
Thoughts on my new workhorse?
Oh, here to stay. Here to stay.
It took a lot of stick, unwarranted stick.
To be fair, you've been having a bad year with cars.
So you've had a bit of trouble with cars, haven't you?
Yeah.
Last few trips. One thing.
My wheel was
another
buckled.
wrong.
Then fuel injectors went.
Yeah.
And it was 10-year-old, so I just thought, this is costing us too much money. So put it in the garage. Obviously, I needed a car. So I've just picked the only one
When your wheel's
available at that
buckled, though, I
time.
think it gets worse when you take it to the garage and the guy tells you that it's buckled. But then in your head, I think you think, because I've been to the garage, it's fixed now, even though he's just told you what the problem is.
No, he tried to
and
fix
you drive
it.
on it for
It was beyond-
He just got a hammer and just went, boom, we'll try that.
It was beyond repair. He got it to like 90%, but it was that must have been very buckled.
Yeah.
So he couldn't.
It was buckled out. It buckled to foot.
It was buckled like mad. So he couldn't properly fix it. But that wasn't the problem. It was the fuel injectors. So basically, the car was worth, say, $6,000, and I was going to have to pay $2,500 to fix it.
Yeah.
It just wasn't weighing up.
So we were meeting for a trip, and you said, "I've got a new motor. I've got a new motor." And
It ticks a lot of boxes.
I'll be honest, I was expecting a
Team player.
Size,
yeah.
The boot is like you've never seen before, the size of it.
burst like.
Yeah, you could fit a coffin in, couldn't you? We come round the corner, and I was expecting, he's got a nice flash new motor. be honest, when I come round corner.
Did you not realise that it wasn't?
Came round corner and just went,
When I texted you the night before saying, make sure you got charge on your phone because the cigarette lighters don't
I
work.
thought you were bantering.
No.
Because you had a
fuse has gone in the
new one.
The fuse has gone.
It is what you'd expect a travelling salesman to drive round in. You know, somebody who sells blinds or carpets
A while
or
ago,
something.
like.
Yeah, just that back's been full of swatches.
Yeah.
You know, carpet swatches. It's done how many miles?
Well, that's when the criticism started. Matty said, have you really bought a car with 200,000 miles on it? Yes, I have.
so how much for the new car?
5.
Right.
He's done a lot of work on it.
Fucking hell, he's going to fool me.
Apart from the fuse in the cigarette lighter.
He's done all that work and just one little fuse just so he can light a fucking Marlboro.
And I'm not happy with the suspension.
Tell me about it.
Fuck me.
A whiplash every time
But
we go
in
over a
terms
bump.
of, I don't think you two thought it was getting to thingy and back, Surrey and back.
No.
I'm
innit?
confident in
I've never seen you so comfortable.
I thought we
you
were
fell
putting it back
asleep on the way down.
Back
I
of
would
an
try
AA
it.
van. Leather seats as well. Easy wipe. Sticky
They've
though.
not been wiped, but they would be easy wipe.
But I still don't know how old it is. It's not on the logbook. 199,000 mile.
Yeah.
So if you see a blue hearse like BMW with it's not even got a normal reg on, is it?
It's a classic geography teacher's car.
Yeah.
It's not quite hearse-like.
One previous owner. Doc
Geography.
Brown.
Think geography
Back
teacher.
to the Future.
But it shifts.
Like the registration number did me. It's not, I don't know. UIU. What's that?
No, it's UUI.
UUI.
You are just be you.
Is that you, like Uganda? Could that be
that
a
where
foreign
it comes
country?
from?
Fuck knows.
Uzbekistan, anyway, couldn't it?
It's a gun runner.
You got us there
appalling.
and back, didn't it?
It did. And I think it'll get us a lot further as well. I
It
reckon,
fucking
I
will,
reckon
nah.
we could hit 400.
When we get
I think Under the Cosh would make worse investments than take that off my hands.
So basically, what he's saying is, we're all buying this hearse.
There might have been a payment come out of the...
What APR are you charging us?
I tell you what, we'll buy it as a corporation if we can have your face stamp side. You know, like them
Sold.
90s football sponsorship
Yeah.
cars.
with my autograph underneath.
Yeah. Chris Brown under the cosh, and just you like down the lens.
But we do need to get the lighter situation sorted. Just
I
a
know.
couple of fuses.
Yeah, well,
What for the charge?
his battery definitely went on his phone. Yeah, that's it. We don't smoke. We just want a bit of juice on our phone.
So yeah, it's gonna. I tell you what we'll do. We'll use it for 18 months and we'll reassess.
Yeah.
And then we'll look into buying it when it's worth about 80 quid.
£6,000 I'll give you it for.
Fuse fit.
Yeah.
Well.
New suspension. Fuck me, this has dragged on, hasn't it?
I know. Mark Halsey next
Mark
week.
Halsey. Another one living
Another
the dream.
trip. Yeah. And it's a good one again. They're always good ones.
You used to that to everyone.
I know.
You even said that about Clayton Blackmore.
I didn't. I think you'll find I did not. Oh, now we get to the difficult bit again.
See, I get
Where-
start getting. Look at them ankles. Gleaming.
Brownie is going to sign us out.
So next week, Mark Halsey. Thanks everybody for watching. See you next week.
Don't know if it was quite as hot. Might be a bit of improvement from last week.
Maybe.
I couldn't look down the lens. I had to look at you.